stretch. It is Monday, and it is going to be another fabulous, fantastic, and amazing, awesome week. Just trying to get my camera together. Let's welcome in Gladys. Welcome in, my love. I hope you're having an amazing, awesome, fantastic day. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this situated here and make it so you're not staring at a bright, huge light bulb for copious amounts of time. All right. Good morning, Logan. Good morning, Mel. Good morning. Yarg. I see those pirate flags. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right. This is going to be fun. We haven't done one of these in a little while. We're going to do a thrift haul today. I think I've got like 3.5 IKEA bags full of thrift stuff from the thrift store. So we're going to go through that today, so I can get it photographed. And then some of it actually is probably going into some of the whatnot shows just because I am so busy. I don't have time to photograph everything. So Britt, walking in here. Hey, baby. Leland, welcome in. Annette, good morning. Sleek Styles, good morning, my love. I hope you guys are having a great morning. Thanks, you guys, for sharing this out. So for those of you just joining in here, my name is Charity, aka Nice Comps. I am a reseller out of the South Austin, Texas area, and I have been reselling full time now for about a year and a half. Before that, I was part time for a long time, about a year, a little over a year. Started out reselling. My mom actually had passed away, and I just was left the whole household full of stuff, and I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And my son had started selling stuff on eBay, so he had gone to Goodwill and bought like a headlight or something for a car, sold it for like a few $100s, and I was like, wait, what? I mean, I'd heard about eBay and stuff before, but I always thought it was for like car parts and stuff. I didn't know that you could actually get like actual stuff on there. So, with his help, he actually got me kickstarted doing that. Sold my mom's stuff, like a lot of her old decor and stuff like that. I wasn't great at it. I messed up along the way a lot. My pictures were terrible. My descriptions were terrible. My keywords were terrible. My pricing was terrible. I mean, it was, I was new, and came across this amazing guide by a friend of mine. Now, she wasn't my friend at the time. I didn't know her, but her name is Laura at Wild and Almost Free. I came across her guide, and her guide is actually what taught me how to resell. So I started out just doing, the Bay. And then I started doing Pashi, and then Depoppers, and then Akari May, and then whatnot. So it has been quite the adventure. I love it. This is my husband and I's full-time gig. We are absolutely so incredibly grateful for this because both of us had jobs that AI has pretty much taken over. Justin ran a delivery company, and his position really with the new software just wasn't needed as much. And then my position, actually my job was completely dissolved, the people I was working for, due to AI. And so we kind of fell into reselling. All this kind of came across at the same time, and that's what we've been doing. So I know I haven't told my story in like a really long time, so I figured I'd come on this morning because I know we got some new people in here. So Bella, welcome in. Maurice! Maurice says, Justin! Justin! Good morning. Courtney, good morning. Nicole Fu, how the heck are you? Yeah, so thanks you guys for sharing this. Thanks for coming in. So this is Reseller Support Show. Now, if you're not a reseller, you're welcome to stay. We just kind of hang out and talk. I am here to answer any and all questions you have about reselling. Junkie Punky! Junkie, that's so funny. I was just thinking about you. I was putting up Laura's sticker here. And I saw you, and I was like, I wonder what my girl Junkie Punky is up to. If you guys want kind of like a cool, funky, eclectic girl, kind of like yours truly, that sells like the most amazing, beautiful pieces, you guys got to follow my girl Junkie Punky. We met because of a raid train, and I just totally fell in love with her. She is so cool and so honest and sweet and nice and kind. So yeah, B. Oh my God, everybody's popping in here today. I was just thinking about you, B. So we are doing a thrift haul today. I don't know if I have any toys in here. I can't remember. But the first thing I saw that I'm going to show you guys today actually made me think of you, B. So we have this little honey hole we go to every couple weeks. They do like a dollar day sale. Now their stuff during regular is pretty overpriced. I mean, it's just like all the thrift stores out there right now. It's overpriced. And so when they have these dollar day sales, because they price everything so high, when they do the dollar day sales, everything's a buck. And so I go in there. I know this thrift store like the back of my hand at this point. So I know exactly where to go. And I have like this little like trail that I go down every time to get all the little goodies. And so I'll show you guys what I got there. I sometimes I pay up for the item if it's something really, really good, but it's mainly dollar day stuff. So forecast Vets, good morning. Blanked up 777 is in the house. Welcome in. Brooke, baby, good morning, my love. All right, let's see. What do we got going on here? We also have this here. Now, I know some of you guys are new to the stream. We're smaller sellers over here. We have primarily grown on Whatnot doing reseller support shows. So we just started doing like actual auction shows again a few months ago. Before that, for months and months and months, we were just doing reseller supports. And so because of that, Whatnot doesn't push our shows out a whole lot because they don't make any money on those. So we're kind of in the category of like, they may tell you we're live, they may not. However, if you click on that little image down there, there's a little bell in the corner and you can ring it. And then that way, when I go live and I pin this when we start to show up, you'll get a notification. Otherwise, if you have us bookmarked as the same time as anybody else, I guarantee you, you are not going to get our notifications. Y'all have no idea how many people I've had message me. I mean, it's probably 20, 30 people I've had message me at least over the last couple of months that are like, I don't understand. I never get notified when you go live. I'm like, you have to ring the bell. Otherwise, the bigger sellers are always going to get pushed out by Whatnot because that's where Whatnot makes money. So I understand that. Carrie Kennedy. Hey, my love. Hey, are we going to chat today? I can't remember. Welcome to my life. Guys, when people are like, oh, yeah, remind me or don't forget to tell me on, I'm like, I won't remember anything. Don't put that responsibility on me. I forget everything. Okay, good. Katie! Oh my God, how is Katie Bug? It's been a minute. I hope you're good. Shelly Pie. Hi, love. I love you. I'm happy to see you this morning. Sophia's here too. Graceful deals. Guys, we're just doing Coley. We're just doing a little reseller. I get that, girl. I get that. How about 4 o'clock Central Standard Time? Yes. Hey Siri, set me an alarm for 4 p.m. today. That's the only way I'll ever remember to do anything. So okay, you guys. All right. Without further ado, we're going to do a thrift haul today. Now, if you guys have questions about reselling, whether that is on Whatnot, that is about the Bay or Pashi or Depop or Karime, if you've got questions about any of that, feel free to ask. If I don't know the answer to it, I will tell you I don't know the answer to it. As I do the thrift haul, I try to give you guys tips and tricks. I also try to tell you why I bought the item. I watch a lot of thrift haul videos, and the one thing that drives me crazy is when they do the thrift haul videos, but they don't tell you why they got the item. It's like, yay, you got those items, but why did you get them? So I try to tell you guys why I got them or like what my reasoning is behind it. I also like to tell you what platform I think it's going to sell on. Now, I'm not always right about that, but I like to give you an idea of kind of like the aesthetic. It helps you to learn the different platforms, especially if you're a newer seller, because every platform is a little bit different. eBay's kind of everything, right? Pashi is going to be mainly like, for me anyways, it's always been mainly like women's clothes, name brand clothes, and then sometimes like cottage core kind of clothes, like that vintage grandma clothes kind of style. Depoppers is going to be like mainly streetwear, and then Urkari May, I always say, is the conveyor belt at Target because I never know what I'm going to sell over there. It's always like the most random items ever. So vintage, welcome in. Deals, welcome in. Lucid, I'm happy to see you too, baby. Amanda's welcome in. Cass, sounds good. Carrie, thanks, baby. Okay, also we have our sponsored giveaways, and I think Justin put a few of these in. Let me take a look here. If you guys want to, let's see, where are they? Where are they? No, I don't see any. Hey, baby, I need sponsored giveaways in the Buy It Now. I need sponsored giveaways in the Buy It Now. You didn't do it. You said you were going to do it and you didn't do it. Busted. He's busted. He'll get some in here so you guys can get the sponsored giveaways. Now, for our sponsored giveaways, it works a little bit different on our stream. You end up on this LED sign for an entire week. This LED sign moves around with me. For instance, it's in here today. Tomorrow, it'll be in the living room for a show we have. Then on Wednesday, we go out of town for an estate sale show. It travels with me there. And then it's back here on Thursday and Saturday. So your name literally gets up here for an entire week. Justin and I make exactly $0 off of these. They are just here to help you guys grow your businesses. One of the ways we've grown on Whatnot is by connecting with the community. So when I was starting to first kind of grow my people over here, I went into 800 million shows. I still live on this app, but I went into 800 million shows and got to know people so that we could gain some followers. Logan got one. Okay, so is there only 2 left? Oh wow, there's only 2 left for the week, y'all. So get those before it's too. Coley, one more, y'all. One more, and that's it. They always go so fast. I tell people, they're like, I tried to get one of your sponsor giveaways and I couldn't get it. I'm like, you have to come into the Monday show and you have to come in like immediately when I put them up. Otherwise, it's just too much. Yeah, 800 million forecast. So you know how your phone will tell you like how much time you've spent on each app? My number one every single week is Whatnot by like hundreds of hours. So Tara, welcome in. Liz, welcome in. She does get around. Riggs, what's up? Zebra Pink Vintage. I love your logo. It makes me so happy. Great to see you again, my friend. Alicia, good to see you. Yeah, so before we get to Thrift Haul, last thing I'll say is we have a whole bunch of shows coming up this week. Like a whole bunch of shows this week. If you guys follow me over on social media, so I'm on the TikTokies, I'm on Insta, and then I'm on Facebook. Just look for Nice Comps. There is an image I put up with all of the shows we're going to be doing this week. So this week we've got, of course, our reseller support show this morning. And then tomorrow we've got vintage and Y2K girls clothes, toddler to teen. I did find some smaller clothes too. The last show we did wound up all being kind of larger sizes. So I did come across some smaller ones. And then the next day we've got this massive vintage estate sale. It's all mystery blind unboxing. I don't know what's in any of the boxes, so we just run stuff. Sometimes it's jewelry, sometimes it's decor, sometimes it's a mixture of both. We just never know what we're gonna have. And then the day after that, we've got a fun show. It's gonna be a smorgasbord show. So it's gonna be like granny square blankets, grandma style blankets, baby style grandma blankets. It's going to be shoes. I got a ton of shoes, purses, modern and vintage. And then just random clothes because I have so much stuff. I just got to run it. And that's all going to start at $3. And then Saturday, we've got another 90s and Y2K kids toy show. I just found like 3 more buckets of vintage kids toys, including an obscene amount of Little Mermaid. Do we have any Little Mermaid fans in here? I found so much vintage Little Mermaid stuff. It's crazy. So Lahad, welcome in. Thrift Shop's here. Hey, baby. Yes, so many shows. This is going to be crazy. Just one more chapter. I hope you got some sleep, babe. Okay, so without further ado, did you put some more sponsored giveaways up, honey? Will that be, oh no, because we've got so many shows this week. Okay, yeah, we can do that. I only like to do a certain number every week because I don't want to, I want everyone to get themselves seen. So yeah, Little Mermaid, so much Little Mermaid stuff, like all this vintage Little Mermaid merch. Good morning, Jarhead. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back on here. So there is sponsored giveaways if you guys want to keep some more in. So B, this is what I was thinking about. So I was at the thrift store, and we're doing all these vintage toy shows, and I saw this Cars thing. Now I don't know if this is older or modern. I have no idea. But it is a bag, a Cars bag, and then it rolls up into a sleeping bag, and it's absolutely so deliciously cute. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this actually on one of the shows. I'll probably run this on the kids. I'll run this on the kids toy show on Saturday because we've had so much car stuff. We might as well. I don't know if we have any more car stuff. I don't know what's in half of those tubs. So I wish that I could be the person that is like super organized. Where's my hot messes? Who else is a hot mess? Please, guys, make me not feel alone. I want to be that reseller that like organizes all the tubs and like has a show where the tubs are all like perfectly organized and they're like, I know what all this is and I know what's in every single tub. That's never going to be me. I sit down to organize a tub. I get about 3.5 minutes in, and all of a sudden I start researching, silicone versus plastic utensils in the kitchen. Like I just can't. Yeah, hot mess. All right, Deals is here. Red Logan, Frank's good. I need to sell all my childhood toys. They're just sitting. Yeah, we've done that. We made it through all of my kids' toys I wasn't going to keep. There's a lot I did keep because my whole house is like a 14-year-old kid's house. That's what all my decor looks like. But I did sell quite a bit of it. Jarhead doesn't. That's semi-organized. Like I'm just trying to at least go through these tubs and be like, okay, this is like jewelry, hair, watches. I throw it all in a bucket. Toys, I throw it all in a bucket. But I don't take the time to look at everything. I mean, if I didn't comp stuff, I'd probably make more money, but that's for all y'all. Y'all get to make the money on the stuff. I just run it on and whatnot. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I got, now y'all are going to think I'm crazy on this, but hear me out. This was at the thrift store and it was only $10. Now, what I noticed was the obscene amount of like vintage sewing stuff in here. And so I haven't been into this yet, but I decided I was going to here, let me move some of this out of the way here. Oh my god. See, you guys are going to see my hot mess. You guys want to see my hot mess? Things are falling. All right. I'm going to turn you here. So, it's a mess. There's bags everywhere. Justin did vacuum in here, which was extremely nice of him. Okay. So I have not been into this yet, but I saw this at the thrift store. Now, here is the deal, guys. Because Joann's is out of business and like Michael's has such a limited amount of like sewing stuff, anytime I come across vintage sewing stuff, I pick it up. It always sells no matter what. Patterns, thread, zippers, scissors, all that kind of stuff always winds up selling. Because A, it's really hard to find, B, it's expensive, and C, they just don't make it anymore. And so we're going to get into this together. I have not been in here. So we are going to find out. You can tell I haven't been in here because it's all still taped up. Okay, so I saw this at the thrift store, paid $10 for it. We're going to, don't snooze on the sewing stuff. Good morning, Pixie Dust. Miko, welcome in. The Fun Fit, so good to see you, baby. Yeah, I have bags of jewelry I'm going to be letting go in shows because I don't want to deal with it. That's where I'm at, too. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I was organizing some of the bins last night. I'm just trying to get stuff together for like a jewelry and hair show. I have every girl's dream hair item and jewelry item from like 1996 to like 2002. So if you are into that like retro throwback, like the butterflies and the chokers and all of that aesthetic, which is so insanely popular again right now. If you guys are into that, don't miss that show. I just actually made it yesterday. It already has a ton of bookmarks. So, yeah, it's so much jewelry, tons of watches. Oh my God, so many watches. It's crazy. Yeah, the box alone. That's what I thought too. I was like, this box alone is worth $10. It's such a cool old box. Okay, so we're gonna see what's in it. I have not been into this yet. We are going to find out together. All right, so the first thing is a tray with like a million different spools of thread. And what I will do is I will bundle these all together. Now, if you guys, how many people do we have in here that sell on like eBay, Poshmark, Depopper's, or Cardi May? How many people do we have in here that sell over there? Or how many people do we have that are thinking of selling over there? All right, there's a really important word that y'all got to get out of your vocabulary when you're listing items, and it is the word lot. Now, a lot of you guys probably already know this because you've heard me talk about it before, but the word L-O-T, you have to get it out of your vocabulary. So here is the deal. So in order for Google, follow me on this. Do schools still have home ec? I don't know, but they should. Tragedy. That was one of my favorite classes, by the way. I'm not much of a home homemade crafter kind of gal, but I love that class. Anyways, so in order for Google to advertise your listing, so like when you list something on, like, let's say Poshmark, right? You know how when you're like in Facebook or you search for something, like eBay results will show up on Google Lens. And I'll show you what I mean here. Let me get my phone. Now, this is going to be secondhand knowledge for a lot of you guys, but we're going to go ahead and we are going to show you. For instance, I came across this toy here. I don't really know what it is, but I was going to test it and see if it works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to use my Google Lens. So Google Lens will tell me what this item is. So let's see what this is. This is going to be, see, it'll pop up right here. My kid made a BS sandwich. It was so good. I love that. So this is a My Beautiful Mermaid doll. Now, what you will notice is, see how there's an eBay result there in Google. So if someone is looking on the internet and they type in My Beautiful Mermaid doll, let's just experiment. I'm going to type in right now, My Beautiful Mermaid doll vintage. So I'm searching for that. So let's say I was looking for this doll. See how the first thing that pops up is eBay results. If you have the word lot in your title, so if that is part of your description, Google cannot advertise you through that listing right there, because it's an international issue. So some countries can't have our stuff imported in. There's rules and regulations. And if you're super nerdy, you can look all this up. Or maybe you guys know the fancy way of saying this. Y'all, I finished 10th grade of high school and then I went and panhandle change and lived a punk rock life. So I don't know all the fancy words, but I'm here to help you out. So whatever that is, whatever the rules and regulations are for that, if it has the word lot in it, you can't sell it internationally. So Google won't advertise it. So when you guys do this, like, let's say that I want to sell all of these little threads together, I'm going to use the word set and I'm going to use the word bundle. So take that word lot and get it out of your titles and descriptions when you do that, or down in your descriptions where it says like selling a lot of Barbie dolls. The second you do that, your listing cannot be advertised on the Poshy. It can't be on Facebook. It can't be advertised on Google. It can't be advertised on Safari. It can't be advertised anywhere. So get rid of that word. So bundle. All right. What is stuck to the bottom of this? There's something stuck to the bottom of this. This is so funny because I literally haven't been into any of this. It is nylon press-on. I don't know. If Riz was here, she would know. But this has like a ton of different little parts. So same thing with all these little parts. Like all these little, what are these things called? I do. I have some crazy memories. Yeah, I lived a crazy life. I wound up going back to school, college-y stuff for a little bit. But yeah, I left home at almost 16. So yes, ribbons, is that what this is called? Anyway, so I'll sell those as a bundle. So all of that stuff will be bundles right there. All right, next up, we've got like some old advertisement. Oh, this is cool. Talks about the different kind of embroidery stitches. That's fun. And then there's a whole bunch more. This right here will make me about $30. These are vintage wrapping paper cutters, and they sell for crazy money. If that's still what they're worth, that'd be amazing. So it's got all of this thread in it here, so I'll probably sell that as a bundle as well. Oh, we got scissors. This is what I always hope for. Oh yeah, these are still in here too. So these are old Spitz scissors. You cannot get these anymore. And this is in an old package. Look at this old packaging, you guys. God, I wish Riz was here. She would be losing her mind. Storage Secrets, welcome in. Vintage Picky, welcome in. Bobbins. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Bobbins. So that's how much I know about sewing. Okay, so there's that. And then Sears part, still in a package. It tells me what it is. All of this stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's so many things in here. This is why I take a risk on this kind of stuff at a thrift store. Look at all of this stuff. All of this can be individually sold. This is all vintage. Look at that, old Singer needles, all that kind of stuff can get sold and make pretty good money off of it. Yeah, there's so many things in here. So this is just a whole, there's like probably 25, 30 zippers. There's like, what are those called for crocheting? Crochet things, needles, threads. Yeah. Oregon needles, something fancy. So all this stuff will add up. I bet you we can probably make all this, judging on how much I've made in the past, I bet you that all of this is worth probably close to $300. I would say once I separate this all out, probably 250, $300 somewhere in there. So totally worth it for $10 all day, every day. So that paid off. Now I have bought these kind of things where you just are buying, it's like a risky for the bisky at the thrift store. I have bought those kind of things before and had it not pay off. Heck, I may wind up running some of that stuff. I may wind up running some of that on Whatnot just to clear it out too. Did Hustle have them last night too? That's so funny. That's crazy. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up here, I got a pair of Arizona jeans. Now, all of this stuff was $1. So take that with a grain of salt. Not everything is stuff I would pick up, but for $1, I'll pick it up. So this is like a really cool little pair of Arizonas with like awesome little, man, I would totally wear these pants. What size are these? I might love these pants. I may keep these pants for myself. Those are incredible. Super cute. Gold jeans, how close are we? Oh yeah. That'll just about fit. So this thrift store. Dollar Days thrift store. I may keep those. I think I'm going to keep those pants for myself. I really like those. All right. Next thing I got was, okay, so I made a deal with myself. If this was still at the thrift store when yeah, thank you. If this was still at the thrift store for Dollar Days, I said I was going to get it. It's a LuLaRoe, which I don't usually pick their stuff up. Although weirdly enough, it's really super soft, but it just doesn't wash a million times. But they had this Miss Piggy shirt that's like too insanely cute. I don't know if it's worth anything. If it's not worth anything, I'll probably end up, maybe I'll just sell it on Whatnot for a couple bucks. But I just couldn't pass it up. Yeah, the leggings are super soft. I do, just one more chapter. I have one of their dresses. It's like a nightgown dress, and it is my like, if I've had one of those days where it's like I'm just not feeling good and I just need to like lounge around and like I just want freedom. We sometimes us ladies don't want the bras, we don't want the undies, we want to just have our free time. It's like the perfect dress for that, like airy, blowy, and super soft. So, are you on the hunt for more? It'll probably come around. Yeah, exactly. Some days we just need to have those times where we just let it breathe, right? Like a fine wine. All right, next up here, I got this skirt. Now, I don't know about the brand. I have no idea what this is, but the reason I got it is because of the style of it. It is so like super westerny, cute. Like it was $1. So I'm thinking I might wind up running this on Whatnot. On this one too. So, and it's a 2X. Like it's just look at the pattern on this. It's so pretty, little cotton skirt, like perfect for this time of the year too. And it looks like it might be older too, just judging by the label. So yeah, so 100% cotton little skirt, probably run that on Whatnot. And then I got this little thing here. I don't buy a ton of athleisure stuff unless it's inexpensive. That being said, I mean, this will probably sell for, I'll either do it on Whatnot or it'll sell probably for like $25 on online because it is a Victoria's sport. So anything Victoria's Secrets, double D. I was just thinking about you. Man, I want to be Double D when I grow up, y'all. So Double D, I don't know if have you guys ever been to any Double D's shows? We need to talk about Double D for a second. First of all, huge supporters of us, amazing human beings. Top sellers over here on Whatnot. They do like blind Amazon unboxings and storage units and stuff like that. Super cool and trustworthy people. But like watching the amount of stuff they get, man, I'm telling you, I want to be Double D when I grow up. I want to get myself a warehouse like they have, and I just want to get stuff. And I want to run like 10-hour Whatnot shows. I'm not even kidding you. Like if I had this space here and I could get enough stuff, I would literally just start in the morning and I would just live on the app. I mean, what else would you need to do? I wouldn't have to do the bay. I wouldn't have to do anywhere else. I want to be you guys when I grow up so bad. Hoosier, welcome in. Will, good to see you. Yeah, give them a follow, y'all. Wild Bones, they are such cool people. I want an undelivered mailbox so bad. Dude, me too. Okay, so Victoria Sports, little bra. Pick that up for $1. Next thing we got, I always pick up makeup if it's cheap. I learned this because of tuition ain't cheap. Now, I have picked up makeup and had it worth money. I have had makeup that's not worth any money. But if it's inexpensive, I'll pick it up and risk it for the biscuit. I don't know what this one is worth, but it was $1. So let's take a look here and see. Do we have guesses? All right, let's play. We always have fun doing this on the show. We're going to play, what do you guys think this is worth? So this is a Merit lipstick. And of course, I always check to make sure that there's a good amount of lipstick left and that it's in good condition. I don't want to sell something if it's disgusting. So Gladys says 12. Storage Secrets says 20. Wild Bone says Merit is a great brand. See, I don't know a whole bunch about makeup. As you guys notice, I don't really wear. I have no makeup on today. Did I even put lotion on? I don't even know. Y'all, I live a crazy hot mess life. I am such a tomboy. Anyways, we're going to find out together here what this is. So this is Merit and it's called Millennial Signature Lip. Okay. Merit Millennial Signature Lipstick. Isn't that what that is? A lipstick? Looks like. Yeah, there's another one here for sale for $23. So I bet you after offers, I probably get like $18 on that. That's great. So that's a good investment for $1. And that'll probably wind up selling over on Mercari. I don't wear makeup. So me, yeah, man, I just like, I sometimes, rare occasions. In fact, my makeup winds up going bad before I can ever use it. All right, next up here, we paid $1 for these. And these are just a little pair of Merrells. Little pair of kids Merrell running shoes. They are, or they're not even kids, they're adult 5.5. They're probably, I don't even know what these are worth. I was thinking about just putting those in the Whatnot show here this week. And then I got a pair of Kate Spades. This is a perfect example. They wanted $22 for these. And I was like, well, I'll just wait for them to go on Dollar Dales. Are they a good grab? Okay, good. I considered a clean. Oh, is it a clean makeup brand? Okay, that's good. I wear mascara and blush, but no foundation. Yeah, I hear ya. So these are a little pair of Kate Spades. We're going to play, what are these worth? So they are a pair of flats, Kate Spade flats. And let's take a look here. So Kate Spade flats, what's our guesses? They are in a size, where's the size on this? 6.5B. Gladys says 28. All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a look and see. We're just going to Google Lens it. So these aren't going to be true comps. This is going to be just an idea of what people are asking for. Logan says 40. Storage Secret says 35. Ooh, there's a pair of these on sale. These exact shoes for 65 on Poshy. So I think those of you that said the higher end, they're called the smooth flat, are probably right on that. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. And I may wind up sticking some of this stuff in I have so much backlog right now, stuff to list. So I may end up sticking a lot of this in there. I got these for $1. This is a brand I hadn't heard of. It's a brand called Cliffs, Cliffs. And they were $1. So I was like, well, I'll just pick them up. Now I know it's kind of past boot season, but that's okay. I think some people are still having cold weather. I know we have Justin's family lives in Vermont and they're still having like snow and stuff like that. So what's our guess, guys? This is a brand called Cliffs. Look at the comps versus what they're asking for. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're just kind of having fun with it. I mean, we're not hardcore comping anything. We're just getting like a little idea of what people are asking just for fun. So storage says 55 on these. All right, let's take a look here. This brand I hadn't heard of. So it's Cliffs. Cliffs. And let's take a look here. These are, let me type in the brand, Cliffs. Oh, I think these fold down. I think this is supposed to fold down. I didn't realize that. Oh, that's super cute. Look at that. That's cute. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's take a look here. So Cliffs by White Mountain Women's Dolly Lace-Ups. Oh yeah, this person's only asking like $10 for these. So these must not be something super. Oh, they're 39 on Poshy. I bet they're like, there must be something wrong with those other people's. I bet that these are probably like an 18. That's funny, 18. So a little pair, nothing crazy, but just a little pair of cute boots. And they were $1. So sometimes we get stuff, we risk it for the biscuit, and it's great. The other thing about the thrift store I go to is I can't comp everything there. I'll be honest, I don't comp much in these days. I just kind of pick up. But if you're a newbie, don't take that advice. You did overpay storage. You overpaid on that one. But don't if you're new, do your comps, of course. That's important. But at this point, if it's $1, I just risk it because you know what? I can put those on Whatnot, and someone buys them for $4, $5, $6. They've got a nice little pair of shoes to wear for cheap. All right, next thing we got. This was only $1. Anytime I find Barbie stuff, I pick it up. Barbie stuff always sells for me. Unfortunately, the tag is gone on this one, but it doesn't really matter because on the front of it, it says Barbie. And then on the back, it says, come on, Barbie, let's go party. Ooh, 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 yeah. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Ooh, ooh. So I was thinking of putting this in the Whatnot show just for fun. Yeah, someone's going to like it. Like I said, Barbie stuff always sells for me. I don't ever have a hard time with Barbie stuff. So why not? All right, next up here, we got I got this for $1, y'all. This is crazy. Now, it is missing, I want to say it was missing a couple buttons. Yeah, it's missing a couple buttons. That's fine because this is vintage. So I can pop a couple buttons on here or I can sell it as is without the buttons because this is a vintage White Sox jersey, 2003 embroidered. And it is that diamond stuff. What is that called? The diamond jersey where it's got the shine to it that's so popular. So this is a dynasty in a medium. What's our guesses on this? I have no metric. So let's hang it up and then let's take a look. So, and again, we're not hard to comp in anything, folks. We're just trying to get kind of an idea. Oh yeah, it's got a Major League Baseball thing down here at the bottom. I'm gonna say $50. I'm gonna say $50 on this. Let's take a look and see if I am in the ballpark here. So this is the what was it called? Dynasty MLB. Dynasty, and it is an MLB. I don't ever snooze on this kind of stuff. Okay, so this looks like the exact shirt. Someone has taken the worst photos, though. We're not. This is a little tip. When you guys are looking up stuff and you trying to get kind of an idea what you think something might be worth, and you see someone with the worst photos that's ever been, for instance, let me show these photos to you. They are like, they're so fuzzy And I don't know if you can see that, but they're so fuzzy. They look so bad. I don't ever pay attention to that. So here's one. Looks a little bit close to it. Not close enough. I'm gonna say I bet you this is probably anywhere between like $40 to $50 because of the fact that it has this. Now, this Dynasty brand, this older brand, it's not always good for vintage sportswear. However, if it also has the Major League Baseball patch on the bottom, that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for that patch right there. So that's a nice little piece there. Someone take my imaginary wallet if I'm wrong again. B says 49. You're in the ballpark of what I was thinking. Yeah, Logan says 60, Gladys 75. Well, and here's the thing, Storage Secrets, it may be. So I don't really know. I got to look it up, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But having that MLB patch at the bottom, that's really the key to you being able to sell that for more. Okay, next up, we've got this one as a fire piece. So I paid $1 for this. You can't even with this. This is a vintage Columbia jacket. Now, I don't always pick up Columbia. I do if it's inexpensive. I do if it's Gorp Core. And if it says radial sleeve on here, I usually pick it up. That's an older patent that they had. A lot of them you'll find even say patent pending. But this is a really cool little old vintage Columbia windbreaker jacket. Super 90s, and it's got the stowaway hood. It doesn't have any cigarette burns or fire burns or anything on there. And I paid $1 for that. What's our guesses on this? Do you guys want to play guess? It's because it's the White Sox. If it was the Cubs, I'd say 75. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Gladys says 32. What is our guesses on this Columbia, vintage Columbia jacket? What is our guesses on that? Let's take a look here. Get your guesses in, folks. Oh, this is really cool. Look at this. It has a zipper at the bottom to help it extend so that when you're skiing or snowboarding, you've got extra room. I'm going to go with probably $60 on this one is what I'm thinking. And again, it always depends on that light's not good for that. It depends on the style. It depends on the size. This is a men's medium. I wish it was a little bit bigger. Well, let's take a look here. So we got, whoa, I may be really off. Or they're just asking too much. I see a 115. Oh, it's all over the board. It is all over the board. Let's take a look here. So I think we'll probably get like 45 or 50. Yep, that's about what I was thinking too. That's about what I was thinking too. Probably take an offer on it for like 43 or something like that, but it's in great condition. And it's got that color block, which is amazing. So there's that one. All right, let's take a look here next. I don't pick up luggage a lot, but I have sold so many pieces of this American Tourister, these vintage bags. I have probably sold 20 of these. And this one is dead stock. So this is a vintage dead stock American Tourist bag. It's never been used before. And it's a garment bag / suitcase. These can be worth crazy money. So let's play. What do we think this is worth? This is a vintage American Tourist briefcase travel suitcase. Vintage American Tourist. Let's take a look here. Do we like this game? I always have fun doing this. I love when people do this. I always think it's so much fun. All right, so we're going to take a look here. What's our guesses? Storage Secrets is 85. Logan says 40. Gladys 60. Logan 50. Storage 50. Let's take a look here. So used, we're looking at, let's see, American Tourister. I got to put the name in it. Kind of keeps thinking it's an Eddie Bauer. American Tourister. Let's take a look here. Okay, here's one. blue used for 25 bucks. I bet you with this on here and the good pictures, I bet you we can get 50 bucks for this. I think. Yeah, I'd like it more if I were right more. Storage secrets, I like you aiming high, baby. And here's the thing. You might be right. I'm doing the quickest comps that anyone has ever done. When you start looking at a bag like this, though, and it's dead stock, meaning it's never been used, someone that wants a vintage bag like this to be able to get that, they'll pay pretty good money. So I may be able to get quite a bit more. I mean, this thing is cherry good condition. So I might be able to get more for that than that. With this kind of stuff too, I like to aim high with it because I don't mind sitting on it for a minute. And then I use Nifty, which is our cross lister. It's going to delist and relist things. And so no problem. I got to run something really quick because I can tell that whatnot is they get scritchily when I'm going to run these as an auction, but don't bid up on them. If you want one, just get it. But I'm going to run this here, and this is going to be a 3-second thing. I just have to run something because that way whatnot will think I'm doing auctions. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're worth whatever someone's willing to pay for. So stuff like that, I don't mind putting it up a little bit, like up higher. And then Nifty will delist and relist it by 1% lower for me every month until it sells. I mean, I may be able to get 60 bucks, 70 bucks for that. It just, again, it's what people will pay. All right. Next up here, another bag. This is one I took a risk on. It was a buck. So I was like, why the heck not? But it is a brand called Eva Varo. Now, I don't know anything about this brand, but I got it because of the style. So it has a very like equestrian, rich luxury look to it, but it also has that like nice mob wife gaudy feel to it. This will probably end up selling on Poshmark, would be my guess. What's our guesses on this piece? I'm gonna go with like 30 bucks. I don't know because I don't know this brand. I know it's a really cool one. Gladys says $21.99. I love the like pinpoint on that. Mel says 20. It's Simply Southern, welcome in. We are playing go through the thrift finds and guess what these are. This, guys, by the way, this is such a good skill to do and to be doing this because this helps you to learn, right? And it's nice to see what other people think things are worth, right? This is how we're learning better together. Okay, let's take a look here and see if this will pop up on Google Lens. This is such a cool piece. I really like this. Looks like, so we've got one on sale. Oh, it already sold over there. Oh, wow, these are sold everywhere. All right. I think we're probably looking at a little over $30 for this. Eva Varo equestrian. I'm not sure if that's what it'll come up as, but yeah, looks like 30, 40, 30. Oh, here's one selling this exact same one for 50. So I bet you would get like 36 bucks for it. Do you list prices with a 99 or 59? Just zero. So fantastic. I just do it at zero. Because when Nifty delists and relist stuff for me, it winds up being like 1874. And the next time it's like 1852. Like, because Nifty's delisting and relisting my stuff, it will look like in my store that things are weird pricing, but that's because of Nifty. So $9.29. And then when I do my pricing, I try to I take the very, very lowest price, which is usually someone with horrible pictures. And then I look at the big price. And then I also factor in what things are selling for. And I try to go somewhere kind of in that middle. I do buff my stuff up maybe $1 just to help with. So I'm in Texas, and there is a fee that we have to pay here. It's a reseller's fee that we have to pay on each item we sell. And so that kind of offsets for me because we sell on average anywhere between like 8 to 15 pieces a day. And so if I lose $1 every single time, like boom, 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 that adds up really like a ton. So, oh, this is cool too. I didn't even notice this. Look at the sleeve on that. It's like open. Yeah, this is a fancy lady. Reloved. Good to see you, my love. Hey, why don't we do this too before I forget? If you guys have any shows coming up, go ahead and comment down below. If you see someone with a show, will you guys give them a follow and then give them a bookmark? Even if you're not sure if you can make it, us smaller sellers rely on the bookmarks. All right. Next thing we got is a brand. I feel like I've heard of it, but for some reason I don't have any metric on whether or not I've sold it before. But I remember it from like when I was a kid. And it's a brand called Jansen. This is a made in the USA. And I got it. All the buttons were here. I got it because it's very like, it's just very on trend for what is trendy right now. It's got that like mixture between like quiet luxury and like grandma smoking a Virginia Slim mix. You know what I'm talking about? It's like Mrs. Roper meets Mrs. Brady kind of situation. And so I picked this up. What are our guesses on this? I'm thinking like probably 14 bucks. Not something I would normally pick up, but for $1, even if I only make $11 profit on it, I'm happy. My dad has a two-piece pajama set with the same pattern. No way, that's crazy. Thanks for asking. I have a couple shows this week. Would love a follow on the bookmark. Yeah, guys, make sure. Look, you've got resellers in here doing that. Thrifty Duckies, are you doing another show anytime soon, baby? Oh, Storage Secrets, great to see you, baby. I'm so glad you could come in. All right, we're gonna take a look at this here, and we're gonna see just a guess. I'm thinking probably like 14 bucks. I could be totally off, but Jantzen vintage, and the made in the USA saves it. Okay, here's one that's not exactly like it, but there's one for sale for 21 bucks. So I'm thinking I'm not very off. I'm thinking I'll probably get like 16 for this would be my guess for our little vintage guy right here. Also too, guys, if you want some more followers here on Whatnot, go ahead and leave a heart in the chat below. A heart signifies that anyone that follows you, you pinky swears that you'll follow them back. And we can all kind of help each other out. We need that. We are only as strong as our community, for sure. Okay, next up here's a brand I always pick up, 100% vintage pickup, and that is Carol Little. How many of you guys have heard of Carol Little? This is one of the most popular vintage resale brands right now, especially in the age group between like 20 to like 31-year-olds. They're having like nostalgic grandma flashbacks. And so this has been I have sold so much Carol Little, it's astonishing. And so we're going to play a guess the price on this. I'm going to say probably 40 bucks on this. I could be wrong, but look at this thing. I mean, it's got the beads to the gods. Gladys is 32. It's mob wife. It's animal print. Made with fabric from Germany. I mean, this has got all the bells and whistles on this one. Shoulder pads. It's a long shirt / tunic dress. I think we're going to do really well with this one. And then I'm going to give you guys a photo tip too on doing a shirt like this. Let's take a look here. We're going to just take a little picture here. Oh, just kidding. My internet disconnected for a second. Hopefully I didn't lag for you guys. All right, let's take a look. And this is going to be Carol Little. So we're going to go CarolLittle. What was our guesses on that, Gladys? So anybody you guys see with the heart, they pinky swear that if you follow them, they'll follow you back. Also, if you get a chance, go in and bookmark some of their shows too. It only takes you a second and it really helps them out. So let's see. Here's one that's not even, that's not even on the ballpark. This one's too cool to even consider it that. Here's a dress that's close to it for 95 bucks. Now, I don't think I'm going to get 95 bucks on this. I bet you I can get 40 bucks for this, though. So when I do a picture of this, though, I'm going to show you the trick. The trick is when I go to take a picture of this, I want to make sure that I'm featuring the most important part of this, which is going to be all these beads. So one of the mistakes I see people make when they're doing photos, and these are going to be really rough photos, guys. They're not going to be perfect, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of the two different ways of doing this. Okay, let's get here. Give me just a second. All right. So this is how I see a lot of people taking photos of this kind of stuff. Now, that's going to be my second photo because I want people to be able to see the whole shirt, right? But people look at your stuff for, I was trying to remember what the statistic was. It was like zero point 0.4 of a second is how long they look at your item when they're looking at things to scroll past to buy. That is not going to stop anyone from scrolling. However, that is. And so if I can get up close and personal on the pattern, any of the special decor that's on it, or anything like that, you're going to sell this piece so much faster. So that's going to be my first photo. And then that's going to be my second photo. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Um, Thumbs down if you need more clarification on that. So for love of humor, I see you sneaking in here, baby. Has the Bay market shifted a bit? My sales came to a halt. We've been super busy on eBay. I'm not sure. I've heard from a couple people saying that it's been slow for them. But we have sold just in the last like week. Let's just do like week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 5, 6, 30. 30 pieces. We've sold 30 pieces on eBay in the last week. So I don't know if that's slow, but I feel like it's been just steady for us. We've got 5 right now to ship out. So a lot of it has to do with your pricing, your photos. You know, we talk a lot about Laura's guide here, which is no, not trying to be a brat. Just you guys are always gonna get just the 100% straight up truth from me, and this is who I am. So I don't sugarcoat. I just kind of say it. Y'all know that. But a lot of it has to do with the 4Ps. So if you guys are having slow sales, sometimes you gotta, I know, love of humor. Sometimes you have to look at your listings and tweak stuff a little bit. So we always look at the 4Ps. Now we talk a lot about this. And I'm going to pin this here. If you guys are slow and you have not picked up this reseller guide, I didn't make this. This is not my item. This I found about a year and a half ago when I was first starting to go full time. I just was sucking so bad. I was selling like 2 items a week online, and I couldn't figure out how I'd been in marketing for years, and I was like, I can't figure out why I'm unable to sell this stuff. And I came across this gal's guide at the time. It had just come out. And so it was 147 bucks. So I ponied up $147 at a time that I did not have $147. It's only like 30 bucks now, I think now, or something like that. But one of the things it talks about, it's like a 64-page guide. One of the things in it that I really like is it talks about the 4Ps, which are, if somebody wants to write this down in the chat, that would be amazing. It's product, price, pictures, and pretty words. So somebody type for me: product, price, pictures, and pretty words. So if your sales have come to a halt, it may be something. Yes, they will. It may be one of those 4 things you're struggling with. So product. Thank you, Alicia. It's either Alicia or Alicia, and I'm not sure, and I don't want to say it wrong, and I hope I'm okay. Thank you, guys. So number 1 is product. What is the Alicia? Oh my God, I'm so bad with this stuff. Product. What is the product you're selling? So are you trying to sell things that you think are cute, or are you selling things that actually have comps and that people will purchase? So number 1 is product. Number 2 is the price. So there's this thing that happens when we own an item. So the second I go to the store and I get this cute little Nancy Bolin vintage jacket thing here. No, maybe Y2K. Jacket. I picked this up for $1. I was like, yes, with all the blingies. When I buy this, 2 things can happen. And Elisha. Baby, I'm gonna Alicia. Okay, Alicia. Is that right? Alicia? Oh, God. Where am I? ADHD. Oh my God, please tell me there's someone else in here with ADHD. Please tell me I'm not the only neurodivergent squirrel. Okay, so when I buy something, two things happen. This is the trap that happens, guys. Ready? You can get stuck in two traps. Trap number one is being emotionally connected to the item. Trap number two is being financially attached to the item, which means you spent too much on it. So you feel like you have to make too much to make up for it. Hey, Sid. God, Sid, I want that freaking alarm clock so bad. You know what I'm talking about. That radio. Anyways, two things can happen. If you overpay for an item, you cannot sell it for more because you paid too much for it and you feel scripturally inside and you're trying to make up for the money. That's your fault. That's on you. That sucks. Too bad. I have bought so many things, you guys, and accidentally overpaid and barely made my money back and or lost money. But the second you become financially attached to an item of how much you spent or how much you think it's worth, you will immediately subconsciously price that up $2 more, $3 more, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is in the grand scheme of things. Justin! What? I need hangers. No. Thank you. So ask yourself, am I being financially attached to what I believe I should be able to sell this item for? Number two on the price is getting emotionally connected. So maybe it's something you owned as a child. It reminds you of your mother. You went and bought it and had a great thrift trip with your friend, and that's when you got it. So you magically think it's worth more. Oh my gosh, Francois outside, honey. It's the squirrel. He's here. So those are the two things that can happen. You can become emotionally attached or financially attached to an item. When you do that, you will ask for too much money. I know. I'm telling you. So that's number one is product. Number two is price. Squirrel. Francois here. Squirrel. I don't want that one. Yuck. That's a disgusting hanger. Okay. Then after product and price, we've got pictures. Yes. Thank you, baby. How do your pictures look? Are your pictures light, bright, and out of sight? Are they clear? Are they in a square format? Do they look hazy and fuzzy? Are there tons of shadows? Are you getting up close on items, or are you taking pictures way back here? You're like, buy this shirt. It's this tiny on the screen. I swear you want it. Or are you getting up there and being like, buy this shirt. It's right here on the screen. I know I don't kill softly. I only kill viciously. So that's number three item. How is your pictures? Do your pictures look like dog crap? Fix your pictures. And then number four is pretty words, your descriptions. It is so imperative that you all fix your descriptions. There are busted descriptions in y'all's listings with like way too much fluff or too little information or just no information. It's like, buy this shirt. It's pretty cool. And that's like the description. Or it's like, buy this shirt and it's a 78-page listing that sounds like AI made it. That's like, this shirt comes in a soft and amazing color scheme. Perfect for the outdoor adventurer. Nope, that's an opinion. That is not a description. If you guys want to know what your description should look like, y'all are welcome to go stock all of my eBays and all that. Read my descriptions, take a look. I state what the item is. I state any flaws that are wrong with the item. And then I put my keywords in. So along with pretty words is your keywords. If you are living in the year 2026 with me and you are not doing keywords in your listings, you are not going to win. Your items will be the last thing that someone sees. You have to use keywords. Now, you can either, so all this is in that guide that she made, but there's 64 other pages of amazingness. If y'all have not, if you're struggling and you need help, click on this little thing, make the picture big, screenshot it, and then follow it. It'll take you to the guide. I didn't write this. It's freaking genius. Go spend $30, grow up, get yourself the guide. All right. The other thing is your master keywords list. Now, I know a lot of you guys have this. You do not have to purchase this. I have purchased 2 items ever. No, that's not true. I purchased a Kelsey Mellow State Bolo list a million years ago, which I don't think I ever opened. Just a second, I gotta plug this in. So I'm just not a firm believer that you need to buy a ton of guides and help and classes and all that things. There are 2 things I would advise, and you guys can be the masters of your own destiny. Number 1, I'd buy Laura's guide that I was just talking about. Yeah, Just One More Chapter. That's how Just One More Chapter and I met, was through the Facebook group. Because if you buy that guide, you automatically get in a really special elite small Facebook group where we all help each other. I'm one of the vintage experts over there, so I'm over there answering questions. There's a whole bunch of different experts in different categories in there. So if you have that guide and you haven't gotten that Facebook group yet, I spend about 2 seconds on Facebook. That's the only thing I do on Facebook. Yeah, Laura's guide is amazing. Wild Bones, I know you have that too. Yeah. So the next thing is the master keywords list. Now, if you look at, for instance, this is a pair of pants I sold. These are the most bottom biscuit basic pair of pants in the world. They're a 2013 Torrid taper stretch jeans and an 18. There's 50 gazillion of those online, right? Mine sold, other people's didn't. Why? Because of the keywords. So if you go into my descriptions, any of my descriptions anywhere, you will see a small little description of what the item is. And then you will see my disclaimer, which is like, please inspect the photos. I ship fast from Texas, my little things. At the very bottom of all of my listings, you're going to see a bunch of words here. Those are keywords. Those keywords help Google to find my listing in the Bay or Poshy or Depop or Karime to give to the person that's looking for that item, or give to the person who might like that item. It is how SEOs, which is search engine optimization, and AI have married. What makes me qualified to know this? This is literally what I did for a living. Is I helped businesses embed words, phrases, hashtags when they first started behind images on social media to feed them to the correct people to get it in their space. The best way to do that with AI now is to do it just in your descriptions with keywords. That is why my stuff shows up on the search engines all the time. I can be scrolling like on Facebook Marketplace, or I can be scrolling on OfferUp or some other random place. And if I get an ad sent to me, I have gotten my own ads from Poshmark and Depop sent to me because of my aesthetic, right? So if you've not gotten that keywords list, once you buy it, you have it forever. I update it all the time. We are at like 600 keywords, 37 aesthetics. I'm sure it's going to grow even more than that. All you got to do is copy and paste them into your descriptions. There is a YouTube video that I created as well that talks about the different aesthetics and how to take those aesthetics and know what you're looking at, how to match it, how to find that out, how to learn aesthetics. Because if you are trying to sell hard goods or clothing or decor in 2026 and you're not using keywords to do that, you are literally missing out on a copious amount of sales because the search engine can't find your listings. So it used to just be hashtags. Hashtags, they still are around, they work, but that's not what it's about. AI and SEOs can now just find those words in your descriptions. 2 things are important. Number 1, you got to separate everything with a comma. And number 2, you can either buy the list or you can get my words for free if you want to go through all my listings. So it's up to you, but that's so important. So those 4 P's, if you guys are feeling like your sales are slow: product, price, picture, pretty words. Are you selling the right product, or are you trying to sell things you think are great but are not? Is your price broken because you are financially or emotionally attached to the outcome of the price you believe that it is? Pictures. Are your pictures fuzzy? Do they look like they've been through a 1990s glamour shot photo session? Or are they light, bright, out of sight? Are you focusing in on the details, all the picture things? And then last but not least is pretty words. Are your descriptions too short or are they too long? And are you using keywords? Gabriel, good to see you. Yeah, the comma. So on your keywords, on your master keywords from the list, everything that's there is ready for you guys to copy and paste. Leave the commas. The commas are what separates it out. Kind of like back in the day, remember when search engines first started and you'd have to put a plus between everything up in the, does anyone remember this? So back in the day, I'll take you back. We're going to go back, kids. Let's grab our coffee. We're going to go back to the old days. Oh, when we were sitting on the porch like a bunch of old ladies drinking our sweet tea and we were using the internet. So back in the day on the search engine, you had to put a plus in order to really get anything found. So let's say I was looking for a hanger, right? I wanted to know what a hanger was. I'd have to put like hanger plus wood plus pants. You couldn't just do like hanger wood pants, right? You had to put this little plus. I would like, where's it, please? Yeah. You had to put that back in there. Now you don't have to, but those commas you still need in the keywords. Now, at some point, maybe down the road, you won't. The search engine and AI will be smart enough to know there's supposed to be a comma there. But for now, leave your commas. It's just like the old pluses up in the old you googlies. Dreamcatcher, welcome in. Mole Man, great to see you. Gabriel, you always come in with the nicest words. I appreciate you. Yeah, you guys got to, if you guys are not using the keywords, you're behind. All right, that was a tangent. That's what we do, and we're gonna go from there. So yeah, I think I'll probably be able to get about $35 for this Carol Little. Again, I always pick this brand up if it's vintage. If it's not vintage, like and has some coolness to it, I don't pick it up. If it's just like a plain shirt, I don't bother. But all right, next thing we've got. Now I paid a big total $5 for this. I know I'm a huge spender. I don't know what this is going to be worth, and I don't know who this is. Do we have any sports people in here? I paid $5 for this. This is a size 56 NFL Texans jersey. Look at how big this is, you guys. Look at how big this is. Yeah, I overspent $5. It is a car jersey. Now, I don't know who this is. I am assuming this is a football man, giving that there's a footballness to it. What are our guesses on a Reebok size 56 Texans thing? Let's see. I know it is like a Subo size. Very, very big. This has got to be like a size 6X would be my guess on the size. You guys want to know what the length is on this thing? The length on this shirt is longer than my ruler. It's like 40 inches. 40 inches long. All right. What are our guesses? I'm going to guess $55. I'm going to guess $55. What is your guys' guess? Alicia says 42. Yeah, it is super biggie size. I love it when you call me Big Papa. All right. We're going to see what we can get here. Okay, here's one for sale. This is all rough guesses too, guys. We're not trying to be exact on any of this. There's one for 48 in a 2X. So I'm guessing, and their thing only goes to 34. I bet you I can easily get $60 for this. Easy. All day. I'll probably ask more. The second you start getting into those bigger sizes, little learning moment for y'all. 99 because you told us what size matters. You gotta love if you were. And it might be worth more than that. I'll probably price this thing jacked up sky high because of the size of this. So the way that clothing companies work is they only make certain number of items in a size. So size large and extra large, which is our two most common sizes currently, especially in the US, are going to be your unit lots of that are always going to be the highest amount. So that is the most market saturation is large and extra large. However, those are the two most popular sizes to have purchased, right? You'll always get a bread and butter money for those prices. They'll always sell quick, but you're not going to make as much as the bigger prices, the bigger sizes. Now, the second you get in 2X, the number of units they make is lower. 3X is lower, 4, 5, 6. By the time you start getting up into that size, they probably made 10% of their whole stock is that size. So I can ask whatever I want because the dude that's going to buy that, there's probably not another one of those for sale online anywhere. So I could probably get, I could maybe even get $100 for that just based on that. Now, same thing goes for when you go down to the smaller sizes. So when you're in mediums and smallers, extra smalls, they make less of those. However, everyone in the United States loves chips and chicken sandwiches, me included. So we are not chips and chicken sandwich sizes anymore. We're not salad sizes anymore. We're chicken sandwich sizes, right? So when you get into the smalls, extra smalls, and mediums, you don't necessarily end up selling. They make less units, but they're just slower sellers. It's like selling a women's size 5 shoe. It's just going to take you longer to sell, based on the fact that it's smaller. Ashley, I do have Cabbage Patch dolls. Not today. I'm not running anything right now. We're just doing a little community show. I have a toy show coming up on Saturday, and I did come across a couple more, at least one, maybe two Cabbage Patch. One of them I think is kind of a rare one. It is an African American one with silky, like corn silk hair. It's like very satiny and silky. It's not like the normal yarn. So I know I've got that in there. Guys, if you're interested in vintage toys, I got a ton coming up here soon. Disorganized Narwhal, your name will never stop being so dear to my heart. So for love of humor, you make me happy every day. All right, next up we've got this here. This is a club room. Now I'm going to show you guys this tag. This is, I made a huge mistake when I first started reselling, and I am big enough of a girl to admit it. When I first started reselling, and so this is before I had Laura's guide. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand the importance of the types of materials. I didn't know that if you buy certain materials, it'll sell better. Now, most of you are like, well, of course that makes sense. How would you not know that? Yo, guys, I have dressed like a 14-year-old skater boy my whole life. I grew up on food stamp hamburger and government cheese. We didn't have fancy clothes, and we certainly didn't have, cashmeres and silks and all these things. I didn't know what any of that was. I either wore vintage band t-shirts or, a t-shirt I got at a garage sale for $1, which is how I got this one. So I didn't know the importance. An AA corn silk Cabbage Patch. Yeah, it's like the hair is like corn silk. Like it's like it's I've never seen that one before. Yeah. It's your cousin. Perfect. I have your cousin as a Cabbage Patch doll then. Anyways, so I didn't know the importance of materials. I can't even imagine the amount of money I left on the table at thrift stores because I would see something like this, right? And I wouldn't think anything of it. I'd be like, oh, club room, what is that even? Right? I didn't realize how insanely important materials are. So if you look at this, can you guys see why I picked this up? Can anyone see why I picked this up? There's two things in here that made me pick this up. So number one is it's Italian spun yarn. Anytime you see anything that says like European this, Italian this, exactly, spun yarn. Anytime you see anything like that, that can be money. Now, sometimes it's fluff, but the majority of the time it's something big. Like I didn't know what India pinpoint Oxford cotton was when I first started. These are all things you learn over time, right? The number two thing that's on here is it is primarily merino wool. So that's like the kind of the best wool that you can get. And it's a burgundy and it's vintagey retro style, super dad core. I had no idea though. So if you are a newer reseller or you're newer to selling clothing, The materials that you want to look for. Why don't we do this just for fun, you guys? For those of you that are resellers or that know anything about clothing, what materials do you guys look for? So I always look for wool. I'll start it out. I look for wool, especially merino wool, Laura Piani wool, um, Italian, anything, overseas wool. Mel says linen. Yes, always purchase linen. Linen sells for me so well, especially for people that are in hotter climates. I'm in Texas. We sweat our, what's off here. And so we wear a lot of linen. Mel, cotton. Yes, 100% cotton. Guys, they don't make 100% cotton. Some of the new clothing that's 100% cotton isn't even 100% cotton. It'll have like 2% elastane, and that's how they're sneaking a lot of different polyfibers and plastics in there. So 100% cotton every time. Wild Bones, silk. Yes, always purchasing silk, especially vintage silk. I always get silk. Love of Humor says glass. Hey, glassware sells, especially if it's like boracite glass, really good quality, nice glass. Never thought I'd ever know about that kind of stuff, but I do. And that's how we learn, is watching lots of videos. Other thing, cashmere. So I think I saw somebody say something about cashmere here. So cashmere is another one that sells for me well. I purchased a shirt for $1, a green shirt. I listed it the other day and it sold in 24 hours. It was a no brand. It wasn't even anything crazy, because it was cashmere. So cashmere, always pick that one up as well. Any shirts that you see that say single needle stitching. So anything that says single needle stitching, it's an old way of stitching. They used to do it, especially on men's dress shirts, Oxfords and stuff like that. They always sell for me. Are we missing any materials, y'all? Are we missing any materials? Okay. Oh, we are going to play. Let's play. What do we think this is worth? So nothing too fancy, but this is a club room. Let's go here. Let's just type in club room Italian spun yarn merino wool sweater. Let's take a look here. Boom. Boom. $29, $19, but that is a horrible picture. I'm telling you. I think we'll probably get 23 bucks for this. Yep. Leather. Yes, we were missing leather. Always picking up leather. Thank you. Yes, always picking up leather. Goat. Also, always picking up goat, rabbit, fox, mink, all those things. So paid $1 for it, probably make 20 bucks, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, that is the perfect example of a shirt, though, that if you do not do keywords, you are going to struggle to sell it, because there is so many of those for sale, right? You know how many men's V-neck wool preppy sweaters there are for sale on eBay? A lot. Let's just check it out. Ready? V-neck men's wool sweater. There are 92,000 of those for sale. Erica, hey baby, 92,000. How are you going to separate yourself from everyone else? So for me, I'm going to use 2 different aesthetics from our keywords list on that. And I'm going to show you guys which ones I would use. So the first one I'm going to use is preppy. So I am going to include 80% of that. I'll take out schoolgirl and plaid, but preppy style, academia, Ivy League, university, college, career, knit, frat, streetwear, dadcore, rich, luxury. Then I'm going to go up here and I'm also going to include in the corpcore, corporate, business wear, workwear, business casual, business professional, wear to work, office wear, Wall Street, academia, rich. All of those I'm going to include. Those are going to get attached to my listing in my description, and that's going to feed it out to the right people that are looking for those items. Yeah, Mel. Mel, would you say that you have been able to sell more items since you started putting the keywords in? I mean, we would be not doing as well as we are without the key. We would not be able to support ourselves. So yeah. Super. Thanks so much for sharing, guys. Thank you for sharing this. I'm new to Whatnot. I was inspired and recommended to sell out my own closet first. I didn't know it went well, but shipping was so confusing. Simply shells. Shipping is so confusing over here. What questions do you guys have about shipping on Whatnot? Because I think at this point we've got it down to pretty much a science. Oh man, simply at my first two shows, I didn't have sound for the first 30 minutes. We screwed up shipping so much in the beginning. I did a posters show, and after my profits were factored in, because of how I did my shipping wrong, it cost us $86 to run that show. So I gave away 35 vintage posters and it cost me $86 because I screwed up so bad. So it happens. Yeah, it happens, baby. It's just like anything. This is millionaire school. We're all just living in it. So is it because AI sees the words and knows? Because I'm thinking nobody searches some of those words. Yes. And I'll tell you how that works in a second. Took a chance on these. I don't know anything about this brand. It looked nice. They are 33% viscose. There's a material we forgot. I sell a shite load of viscose. Viscose. Look it up. It's a bamboo pulp. It's kind of like has like a lightweight dry feel, kind of like it can either feel super silky, like silky satiny, or it can feel like kind of like a Tommy Bahama shirt, or it can feel kind of like a slicker linen, if that makes sense. Yeah, flat rate, absolutely. So anybody heard of this brand? Leaf Horsens. They feel like good pants. I don't know how to describe it, but they feel really nice. And they're very like super preppy boy. I am curious to see how much those are worth. So let's talk for a second here about that question because that's such a good question. So hey baby, hey Melissa, that is such a good question. So the question was, for Love of Humor said, so is it because AI sees those keywords and knows? Because I'm thinking nobody searches some of those words. So you know how you guys can be talking about Arby's, and you're hanging out with a friend, and your phone's right there, and you're like, oh yeah, I used to go to Arby's all the time when I was a kid, and then all of a sudden you are getting Arby's advertisements, you're getting butcher box meat advertisements, you're getting other fast food advertisements, and all of a sudden your feed is full of nothing but that. This happens to me all the time because I research things. I'm always interested in I take a lot of supplements, and we do natural healing in our house. So we like heal with food and stuff. I know I'm a bit of a hippie. I mean, my name's Charity. My parents got married on a hilltop wearing matching red wedding dresses. Hello, it is what I am. So I'm always researching. So man, my news feed will be full of like, I needed a recipe for some turmeric anti-inflammatory tea. I have been advertised more anti-inflammatory things in my phone in the last like 3 weeks than all my life combined, right? The reason for that is because AI is listening, it's looking at what you type, and it creates an aesthetic for you. So it basically puts you in a box. I know nobody puts you in the baby in the corner except for AI. And it decides who you are. It decides based on your searches, based on what you say, based on locations you go, based on what you eat, what you drink, the music you listen to. All of that information is stored right here in this phone, right? So if I look at these aesthetics, does this describe Charity? Cottage, cottage core, prairie core, farm core, log and look, flower core, granny core, grandma, monochrome. Nope, that doesn't describe me at all. But it describes one of you, or it describes one of the people that you know. So if I look up right now and I just type in, what does someone who wears flower core look like? If I look and I go to images here, it's going to show me what those people look like, right? So this chick right here I guarantee you she gets advertised massive amounts of cottage core, um, uh, 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 crafting stuff, and kitschy decor in her home. She probably gets advertised like natural food things and all sorts of stuff, milk, main clothes, exactly, right? So she's getting advertised that. Whereas the person who dresses like this, what does someone who's super preppy and is academia and is boat core or sailor core look like? Whereas this person here, these people get advertised something very different. They shop at different stores, they eat at different restaurants, they live in different places, they talk about bourbon and where they're vacationing for the summer, and the rich stuff people. Those people are getting advertised totally different things. Now, this sweater that we just did, right, is going to get advertised to those people, those preppy people I just showed you. So if they type in, let's say they're looking for clothes and they're like, V-neck maroon sweater, V-neck burgundy sweater. That's all they type. That's it. That's all they type in Google. My listing will get advertised to them or get bumped up on the level of advertisements on through Google, because of the fact that those keywords that are associated with this look they're going to get fed to those people, because that is those people's aesthetic. It's always listening. Does that make any sense? It's a little weird to wrap your head around, but like for me, what I get advertised all the time is concerts, because I go to a lot of them. I get advertised skate videos. I get advertised vintage clothing. I get advertised band t-shirts. I get advertised band stuff and Converse and the movies that it recommends to me and the music it recommends. All of that has built an aesthetic around me. And they're like, okay, this is a middle-aged punk rock girl. She's a mom. She likes kind of naturally foods. She loves chicken sandwiches. She loves no effects and tiny terriers, right? When we get clothing that matches that aesthetic, that's going to get fed to me. And how AI finds that is by your keywords in there. Now, it can find it through photos, but the problem with photos is if there's 1,900 of these sweaters for sale pictured, it's going to be like AI is like calculations, right? It may feed this to the person, but if I've got words attached to this pliage, you are guaranteed that it is going to get fed to the person so much faster. And I get this question every time I do one of these lives. I get a message that's like, how do you know about this stuff? I used to do this for a living, so y'all can blame me, but I am the person that was feeding you information by embedding things early, especially like early Insta. You could embed things behind your photos, you could hide stuff, and it would push things out. Now you don't need to do that anymore. My job is null and void because AI does all of that now. But yes, Levi's and concert tees. I get to advertise that a lot too. Gathering old memories. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Give me a thumbs up if that made any sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask and I will clarify. In the 70s was concert tees and straight leg Levi's. Yeah, baby. Good grief. Wonder what things about me. For love of humor, I can only imagine. Joan, welcome in. Faithful Eve. Good to see you, my love. Yeah, it is what it is. Good to see you as well, too. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, makes sense. All right. Once you can figure that out and you can understand aesthetics, you are already so far ahead of the game from other resellers, because there's so many people that just like they don't understand that yet. They don't get that portion of this business yet. And so take advantage of it while you can. Like, I mean, it's kind of like going to Goodwill back in like 2014. God, can you imagine the prices? 99 cents, $1.99. Like, and then everyone got onto it and everybody's like, oh, you can get stuff secondhand. Vintage is so much better. These clothes are so much better than the new clothes. And then all of a sudden now it's, $20 for a faucet at a at Goodwill. We're at the beginning stages of people understanding that. So, all right, we're going to look up these pants. We're going to play guess this brand and how much these are worth. I have no idea. Yeah. No, they don't advertise that for me, but that's what I'm like. Hey, you need to be typing more of that in. You be wearing more of that then. Glad he says 15. Yeah, I have no idea on these. We're going to find out. Let's see. Leaf Horsens stretch viscose blend men's dress pants. Let's see. And they are, oh, it spelled it leaf horses. That's the other thing. I cannot wait. I love AI. I know everyone's like, it's disgusting. I love it. I can't wait for it to be able to have my words actually spell things the right way. HORSENS. I'm thankful to AI for taking my job so that I can be a reseller full time now. Oh my gosh, am I not even finding any here? Let's see. Let's put this into the actual Google search here and see what we got. There we go. We are looking at brand new, like $40. So yeah, probably like 18, $20, something like that, maybe. Something like that in that ballpark. I heard you mention shipping. That's part of why I haven't started on Whatnot. I heard horror stories. Is there a guide for beginners on Whatnot? Man, there really isn't. And I don't think it's because for lack of people wanting to do it or trying to do it. The problem is it's so variable on what you're selling. So we only do 921 max shipping shows. That's it. That's all we do. We don't do any other shows. And then we primarily do stuff that will fit in like a 12 by 12 by 12 box. If it's bigger than that, it generally ends up going online or it goes on Facebook. The reason being is that Whatnot has these magic numbers. Hey, baby. Justin! He's out in the garage shipping. Let me see if he'll answer his phone. Give me a second. There is a magic number, and I want you guys to know it because that is very important. Justin, pick up your phone. We will see. What? Hi. I'm still on live, but I have a question. No. Yes. So we're going over shipping. What is the magic number where everything winds up being way too expensive? What do you mean? You know how when you're measuring things on Whatnot and you're always like, oh, I just can't go over that measurement. Yes, anything over 20. Where are you at? Are you out? Are you shipping? Yeah. Can I get you for 5 minutes? We're gonna bring in the shipper, guys. We're gonna bring the shipper in. Who wants a shipping lesson? Get this shared out 5 times, and I will give you guys 5 minutes of Justin's time to teach you everything you need to know about shipping. 5 shares, guys. That's the deal. That's the purchase price, is you sharing this out 5 times. Share it on your Insta. Just click the share and then click copy link, put it on your Insta. And then you can also share it here. I know we're like, Justin. That's the cost of the advice because he does most of our shipping now. So it's just easier if we ask him. All right. Next up here is was an easy pickup for me. I'm actually kind of surprised this hadn't sold ahead of time. But I paid $1 for this. Check this out, you guys. This is like the perfect time of year to start selling this stuff. I already have all my summer stuff out because I try to seasonally sell. So I try to like right now I'm starting to list all my athleisure and I'm listing my summer stuff. Okay, pick this up. This is brand new with tags. This was originally $80. This is a linen, new with tags, men's Caribbean shirt. Incredible. So amazing and so the greatest price ever. Let's see. I need a big hanger for that one. All right. Let's see. He's coming. I appreciate the shares, you guys. That makes me feel really good. Yeah. If you just click share, you can see a little thing that says IG stories. All you got to do is click on that and it'll put this in the story. And then you can also share it on here by clicking on some of people's names on your little things. Okay, so next thing we've got here is a Veronica beard, which I'm sure you guys have all heard of. So that last shirt, that Caribbean, I mean, we'll probably get like in that size, dead stock, probably 35 bucks for it, I would say. Gladdies. There you go. All right, next up, we've got a Veronica beard. This is a size 22. Super cute little, retro style cottagecore. Cute little guy here. I don't know what these are worth. I know Veronica beard can be good. I just haven't sold a ton of their stuff. Yeah, I got it for $1. One smackaroony on this one. I don't know. I haven't sold a ton of Veronica beard. So I don't even know. I just remember seeing a video, somebody talking about it. I mean, I know way more about vintage clothing than I do modern. So let's see how much this is worth. Whoa! Holy fuck! What? This shirt was $398 new.
Gross.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Oh my god. What the HE double hockey sticks? What? It's like $118. What is happening? That's $118 used?
We probably tried to sell it for $2 as well.
I probably would have, yeah,
Sad.
Oh my god. Holy snarkies. Okay, guys. Here is your, here's the shipping gnome that lives in the shipping room.
You got me out of my cave.
Plant it right here, shipping gnome. All right, he is here to answer your shipping questions. Time's ticking. Justin's like, you got 5 minutes. What do you guys need to know about shipping? This is your opportunity. This dude literally ships like 10 hours a day. He lives in the shipping room. I'm not kidding. So if you guys have shipping, this Veronica beard is worth like $100. So what are you guys thinking of selling? Oh, the magic number. What is the magic number for this length? Where if they go over, bad things happen.
I believe it's 24 inches on any length, width, or height. But what's fun is you can play around with it. So if you end up with a shipment, you can just start playing with the numbers. I mean, generally all your boxes are going to be, you're taking a 12 by 12 by 6. That's the large flat rate. Or a 12 by 12 by 12. That's the large shipping box for priority. So if you take any one of those, basically when I'm doing boxes for Whatnot and stuff, I'll take 2 boxes. So either a Grand Advantage box or a priority, depending on the weight. So if you're taking let's say Grand Advantage 12 by 12 by 12 box, if you fill that up and you start going up on height, just take that 12 by 12 and just start playing with the other measurement. And I think when you hit 24, that's when because you can, and when you're editing in Whatnot, you can start playing with the numbers. You can change the measurements, and it'll tell you once you change your measurement, the cost at the bottom. So you can keep going up inch by inch. And I think when you hit 24, that's when all of a sudden it'll go from like $9 change to $48. It'll just drastically switch like that much.
Yeah, it's crazy how that's that much. So what are you guys thinking of selling? Wait, what did I? Oh yeah, a magic number. That calculator is on.
No, that's for Whatnot specifically. But I think that also applies to USPS because I'm sure it's the same thing. And I know like with posters, the same thing. If I go from a 23-inch poster,
that's why we got destroyed on the posters.
And almost all posters are exactly 23 inches. So if you add anything to it for the ends, you hit 24, and now all of a sudden it costs a ton to try to ship even a small, even if the width and I guess I don't know, width and length. I don't know what a poster. Is it the height 24?
Height?
What do they consider?
I don't know.
Anyway, your width and length probably at that point are now, even 2 inches. But if it's 24, I believe that's where it cuts off. Yeah, you can add other boxes to make boxes bigger. It's the easiest for me. Rather than try to make a custom box, I just stack one box on the other. So when you get um, Grand Advantage boxes and the priority boxes, they have like two ends that are kind of already slightly together, like they didn't fully perforate them, so they're kind of stuck a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll take the bottom, I'll close that up, and I'll seal it, flip it over, and then I won't touch the top, and it kind of is already solid. So then I can set it down. I can fill it up with as much stuff as I need. If I know it's going to go over a 12 by 12, it's got to go higher. I'll fill it up as much as I need, and then I can take another box, do the same thing, and slide it over the other one. And now you've basically got one box on top of the other. It takes almost no time. Yeah, it works really well.
So, what are you guys thinking of? Oh, did you answer the question here? I was thinking of selling an assorted, I guess, online garage sale, some clothes in some household. So, I have an opinion on that. I I prefer to separate those two out. So if I do a show, I prefer doing either clothing or doing like hard goods. And the reason being is because if I'm doing clothing, I know I can always do my settings to priority and flat rate. I know I can do the 921 max shipping and I know I'm going to be good, right? The problem is when you start mixing hard goods in with the clothing, you've got stuff that maybe is super, super large size that's lightweight that needs to go ground advantage, or you've got things where they're like one item's extremely heavy and then the next one is extremely lightweight. We also like to set all of our stuff to one weight. So we have every one of our listings, we set 8 to 11 ounces. And there's a lot of sellers that do this. Like I know House of Coop does this. I think Hustle does this now. A bunch of us do this where I know Kelsey Mellow State, everyone does 8 to 11 ounces. That way, when you buy two items, you automatically get free shipping for the 921, or you get free shipping between 1 to 5 pounds as the customer. Now that may sound confusing. That's beside the point. I like to do everything 8 to 11 ounces. Here's the kicker though. If I'm mixing clothes and hard goods, when we go to ship at the end, the amount of weight, let's say that I did hard goods and I had everything set to 8 to 11. I wasn't prepared for that. And now I have 68 pounds worth of stuff, but I've only charged them for a small amount and I wasn't doing flat rate and I have to do priority or I have to do ground advantage, I'm going to pay a gargantuan amount of money. So we like to kind of run our shows either or. Now, there's some people that don't care. I know there's a lot of sellers out there that like, I don't care. I mix some. Sometimes I eat the money. I don't care. But we just like to keep our shows kind of either or.
I mean, we're doing a lot more shows now than we did in the past. We're doing long shows, and I'm almost never getting charged for shipping the way we're doing it. So I almost would just straight up recommend this is how you do it, unless you're doing really weird items. If you're doing really big items,
lightweight, big items,
or if you're just doing really large items that don't fit in normal size boxes, then this strategy probably doesn't fit. I just would recommend not doing that on Whatnot. But if you're just shipping normal stuff, do 8 to 11, run it on one shipping size. And the reason you do that, again, 1 pound is 16 ounces. And with Whatnot, you can only choose certain categories. So you're either choosing, before that, it's 4 to 7. The reason you don't do 4 to 7 is because if you get two of those, it's going to make the weight 14 ounces. You're still under a pound. You haven't gotten into the 1 to 5 pound category for priority mail. That's why we do 8 to 11. It's the lowest tier of shipping profile you can go to keep the first item as the lowest shipping price possible. That incentivizes people to want to buy one item because the shipping's not outrageous. But if they buy that second item, now they've gone into the 1 to 5 pounds. And now you can edit. So any item, once you've bought two items, let's say they buy one more item and it's 4 pounds, 16 ounces because there were really heavy three little things. You can change that weight all the way up to 79 ounces, which is 4 pounds, 15 ounces. You can change the weight all the way up there and it costs you nothing. There's no difference in price. So that's why we do it that way, because the cost at the end of the day when you actually ship it works.
Yep.
How to get Ground Advantage boxes. So we just utilize the fact that Poshmark lets us get Ground Advantage boxes for free. Why not?
We don't pay for any of our boxes. I haven't paid for a box
I haven't bought a box in a
I've
very long time.
never, I don't think we've ever bought boxes.
No, just the very beginning, and we still have those.
No, I got those free from
Oh, did
UPS.
you get those free? Okay.
Yeah,
I assume we might have
I
bought
have
them,
never bought in all the time. We have shipped at this point over, I told it up the other day of how many things we've sold. We have sold like 8,800 items, I think is what we're up to. And I've never bought a box.
Yep.
So we get all of our priority mail and our flat rate ones from USPS.com. If you guys go to here, let me help you with a resource. This is a free resource. Okay. Touch on that little QR code down below. It'll come up big on your screen. Screenshot that. And then after you get off of here, go into your photos and it should allow you to follow that over to our link tree. You can also get there if you go to our social media and click on our link tree. On there is two different things. It's USPS.com and you click on that and that's going to link you over to the free shipping supplies. You can get a lot of free shipping supplies over there.
Yeah, and on USPS, you can get all your priority mail shipping boxes for free.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
And then UPS, you can also get free boxes on UPS. If you go to that don't have any writing on the outside, you have to go to the UPS website, you have to create an account, then go to the very last page of the boxes, and you will see free boxes there that you can get that don't say UPS on the outside, so you can use those wherever. The best resource, though, is getting it through Poshmark, and Justin will tell you how to do that.
And even better with UPS, since you're already at this point, while you're there, get free thermal labels, 4x6.
Yep.
You can get, and you can get these every so often. It's like they don't give you an infinite supply of them, but you can get a box of the what do they call them? Folded labels. So it's like basically two rows of the 4x6, and they go like this, and it's two sets. So it's a lot of labels. So you can get those. You can also get a roll.
And it looks like these, only big.
Yeah, so you just need a way to set up the roll, which I just put it in a box and I was hand rolling them. I went through a whole thing of those recently, but it was a way to get more labels. So feel free to get both. You just need a way to do the roll. So while you're at UPS.
Now for boxes though,
yes,
and you can get them through your Poshmark account now. So they just did this too. This is a brand new update.
Yeah, if you only do Whatnot, if you only have Whatnot, oh well, this is probably not the solution. But if you sell on multiple platforms, and Poshmark is one of them, or if you're not on Poshmark, why not just go start up a Poshmark account?
Yeah, you don't have to even sell over there.
Yeah, just start up a Poshmark account. Make sure you have stuff listed on there, and then you can do it two ways. Three ways. You can email them. I tried that; it doesn't work. You can call them. There's a number for this. We'll provide a place to find that.
Is it on our link tree?
I just Google it because I keep forgetting to bookmark it.
We should put that on our link tree. The Poshmark phone number to call.
Yeah, we probably should. But
you can Google it and find it.
Right, but I just Google it all the time, like Poshmark US or UPS Ground Advantage boxes, and then you'll find
I'll
it.
show you guys all this stuff too. Don't worry, we're still going through stuff. I'm just getting hung up.
Or third, the easiest, which I just tried. We're gonna find out if it works. It's actually in the Poshmark app now. You can go into the app, you click on your profile, you go down to My Seller Tools, and then order UPS supplies, and then you just put in the number of boxes you want. I recommend both of the Ground Advantage boxes. It's going to be the shoe box, which is 15 by 8 by 6 or 15 by 9 by 6. And then the larger 12 by 12 by 12 Ground Advantage boxes, which you can use for pretty much everything, because you can also cut them down if you want. And then get the padded envelopes. Don't get the paper padded.
Do not get paper padded. Y'all, stop what you're doing. Do not get the paper padded.
They're a nightmare.
When your customer opens it, it will get like this fiberglassy pulp all over the items, and you're going to get a terrible review.
It's a disaster. And then you can get the poly bags, which I think
free poly bags, y'all. I think they're 15 by 9.
No, they're above the 15 by 12, whichever it is.
Or maybe 19 by
19.
12?
19 by 12 or 15. Like they're big.
That's free poly bags, y'all.
Tons of them.
Free poly bags.
As many as you want.
Yeah, so that's
they're really heavy duty, which is nice.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
You can use max shipping. We use 921 max shipping. Just remember, if you end up with certain situations, which is tons of people buying one item, and it's heavier than a pound, you're gonna start getting charges, and you only get 5 edits a week.
So you're banking on people buying. If you're doing the 8 to 11 setting, and you're doing max shipping, you really need people to purchase 2 items. And we always wrap it up by saying purchase 2 items, you get free shipping. Because when someone buys just one item, if that item is £1.50 and you had it set to 8 to 11, it's going to go from ground advantage to priority, and you are going to pay the difference if you've already gone through your 5 changes.
Yeah.
It happens to us very infrequently.
Yeah.
It's very infrequent that someone's going to come in and pay, $7 for shipping or whatever and get one item. It's so infrequent.
And you may consider, if let's say you're doing a show full of jeans. Well, not one pair of those jeans is probably going to be under £1.
Yeah.
So at that point, I would just make it a £1 shipping.
Yep.
Because at least then the basic one's going to hit that $9.21, and then from then on it's free shipping anyway. So you take a hit, or you just take a hit, you risk it, and hope people buy too. But
I think here's the thing with the max shipping, and this really goes for us, for you newbie sellers out there too. If you're new to Whatnot and you're not doing the max shipping, you're going to really struggle to get people in your shows, because Whatnot pushes things out by a few different ways. They push out promoted shows, they push out tiered shows, so like premier sellers. They push out shows with a lot of different viewers in it. They push out shows with comments. They push out shows with people purchasing items. And then most importantly, they push out 921 max shipping shows. There's a lot of people, like, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys and transparent. I don't buy at shows that are not max shipping. I just don't, because I know when I go into a show, and I bought from some of y'all in here today, I buy like 20, 30 pieces if I'm going to get in there. If I'm going to sit through a show and make the ADHD pay attention, I'm probably buying 20 or 30 items. And so in that case, I need to be able to unlock that max shipping. It may cost y'all $6, but you're going to make up for it in the fact that I'm purchasing all those items and helping to get your, it's the cost of business. That's just my opinion. You guys can do what you want, but that's me.
Yep. You can also get boxes at like a local big store. They usually just throw them out. Or you can ask them
you know what else? You know where else is a great place for boxes is the automotive store. So if you go to like O'Reilly's, or you go to like AutoZone, or any of those places.
Be careful you don't get the ones with oil.
Yeah, nothing with oil.
What do you need as a seller for Mac? Well, you just need a scale so you know what your shipping weights are.
I know Thrifty has one.
What do we charge for max shipping difference? Again, really nothing, as long as depending on what you're doing. So if you charge the $9.21, you've got, let's say you were hoping it was going to be under £5, but now it's over, it's into flat rate category. As long as it fits in a flat rate box, 12 by 12 by 6, it's the largest flat rate box. As long as it fits in there, you can go up to 70 pounds. So as long as
you fit a lot of clothes in a flat rate,
so
y'all.
if you charge the $9.21, that covers all the way up to as high as you want to go. The problem is once you have to make a different size box, but you get 5 of those edits. So unless you go over the 24 inches, because now you've just drastically changed the thing, and then I'm sure they have a number in mind as well as amount of edits. So I think when you hit $50 of shipping changes,
and if you guys have questions and need us to clarify anything, please don't hesitate.
Yeah, just make a Poshmark account, and then it's right in the app. That's the way I just tried. We'll find out if I get the boxes. If not, I've called the number many a times and gotten boxes that way.
Yeah, we're just hoping that the app, because this just started, that you've been able to do it in the app. We're hoping the app will work, because that just makes life easy.
Yeah, and I don't know, because they ask you for your Poshmark name when you call the number. So I don't know if they actually check to see if you have an account. I assume they do.
Yeah.
Or if you have listings, or if you have sales. I don't know their requirements on that end, because we have those things.
I'm not sure.
I don't know of anyone that's just made one and then not put anything up or not sold anything and try to get. Yeah. I haven't heard from anyone, so I can't answer that.
But it's free boxes, free poly mailers. I'm cheap, y'all. I just misspelled what you said. You do both shipping options flat rate. We do priority flat rate.
Yeah.
Every single one of our shows is set up priority flat rate.
When you set up your shipping options in the show details, it's basically 3 sections. One is first class mail. We always add that because for our giveaways, we do 1 ounce stickers. So we do first class mail letters, so we can ship things in envelopes and only be charged 78 cents. And then we do priority 1 to 5. So you can
show them. You just got to cover this top of the screen so they can see. So this is in your shows.
Yeah. So that's in the show. Shipping settings. So domestic shipments is what you'll click on. And then you got your first class mail. Make sure that's activated. And then we choose priority mail for 1 to 5 pounds. And then anything over 5 pounds, flat rate. And then your other section
And
is
if
the
you're doing
shipping
clothing,
cost.
this is how I would suggest doing it.
If you're doing shipping cost, you can put the 921 for max shipping cost. So just set it up like that for every show and follow those rules, and you should be good to go.
If you have, let's do this too, Justin, just for funsies. Okay, let's say we're doing the toy show, right? And we do priority flat rate. On a given show, so let's just take the show we just did, right? We had how many buyers? 20?
Sure.
Let's say 20 buyers. If you've got 20 people buying, how many of those people do you have to switch from flat rate to ground advantage because of the size of the package?
This last show where we did toys, I didn't have to do it at all.
Right. So there you go. So that's why we do priority flat rate for everything.
I haven't had to do it.
Worst case scenario.
I've had to do like 5 in the last 5 shows.
Yeah. And that's over. I mean, we've sold, that's probably what, 1,000 items sold. 5 times you had to change it.
Yeah.
That's like nothing. God, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is.
Just popping in. I want to start selling kids pre-loved baby clothes. If someone only buys one shirt, do you ship it in a priority box or poly mail? So if it's whatnot, again, I mean, baby clothes don't weigh much. So if you're doing 8 to 11, we found this out because we were doing the teens.
Yeah, we
baby
do a
kids
lot
clothes.
Of kids clothes shows.
For that show, it was fantastic because not only did if somebody bought one item, it never went over a pound.
Yep.
So that made it really easy with the 8 to 11. But when you got into somebody buying 30 items, they still fit in a priority flat rate. And the weight was perfect.
Yeah, so he was shipping them just in little priority boxes.
Yeah, but what chooses your box is 0 to 15 ounces has to go ground advantage. You can't do priority mail.
So that would be
until you hit a pound.
Poly mailer.
So you just send it in a poly mailer.
Or you could do a ground advantage bubble mailer, which those are the ones you can get free from Poshmark.
Yep. Or the Amazon box that you save or something if you need to put it in a box. And then anything from 1 to 5 pounds, which is buying 2 items, you can go priority. I heard USPS no longer taking orders through the phone or email anymore, only through the Poshy app now. I don't know. The last time I ordered, which was not too long ago, like 2 weeks ago, I called and they took it. But this last time I saw it was in the app, so I tried the app and we'll see what happens. We do recommend the scale Rollo. Rollo for everything. The label printer and the scales are both amazing. Yeah. They work great.
Here's the thing: if you're brand new, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do the business. This might just be something fun once or twice. You can get a less expensive scale. In fact, I think the one. Let me pin this for you guys because this is the scale. This is the scale I actually started out with. Okay. If you click on that little, Justin made all these for me. If you click on that little QR code right there, make it big on your screen and then screenshot it, it'll take you over to our Amazon store that has all of the reseller supplies that we use. There is a scale in there that is way less expensive than a Rollo, and it is reliable. In fact, it's what I have in my office now. And I use it for when I'm listing, if I'm not sure the weight of something. I guess everything now, but every once in a while I need to just know before I list it because my other scale, our Rollo's out in the garage, which is our shipping station now. So if you can't afford the Rollo, there's the one I'd recommend. It's in there. If though you think this is something you're going to do, and I am the kind of person that when I buy something, I don't want to have to buy things ever again. It pisses me off, and there's nothing and you can ask Justin about this, there is nothing that makes me more angry than when I have spent money on something and then it breaks. Yeah. It is an injustice, and my neurodivergency literally can't handle it, and I will have like an anxiety breakdown because I work hard for the money, so hard for the money, and I don't want to have to buy things twice. So the first scale that we ever bought, it's fine. It's just slow. So like You put the item on and it takes a while to show you it. Time is money to me, and I have no patience. So we invested in a Rolo scale. It was a few more dollars, but that thing is freaking incredible. It will probably last us, it'll outlive us and get passed down through the generations of scales. So if you want a good scale, I feel the same way about thermal printers. Now, there's going to be opinions in here about this, and that is fine. People are like, no, you can get cheap one. You can just, y'all can do whatever you want. You're grown ass adults. I don't want to buy a thermal printer and then have it get too hot and have it peter out, or have it not do barcodes correctly, or the other 900 issues. I want it to always fit the UPS labels. I want to buy it once. I don't ever want to buy it again. We have printed over 8,000 labels with this Rolo printer, and it is the still as good as it was the very first day I got it.
Oh, well over 8,000. These
well
were
over
labels
8,000.
These were all
Oh
printed
yeah.
too, and that's
so we're
already
here.
Up to 8,000 just on those numbers.
So we have printed 15,000 numbers and labels with this thing.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. So if you guys
yeah.
want a good one, if you go to let me put this up here.
The reseller class.
It's actually in our, I straight up made a link for it so people could find it easier. If you go to our link tree. So I put this up earlier, but if you guys want to look at it again, you just got to touch the image to make it bigger, and then you should be able to screenshot it and follow it in. That's my opinion with the Rolo. I mean, y'all, that's what it is.
Shipping shouldn't be scary.
Olive, did we answer your question, baby?
Yeah, shipping's not scary.
Sorry, we're a few questions behind. You guys were trying to keep up.
Shipping's not scary. Shipping is actually quite meditative when you get into it. And when you realize if you just do a few things, like a couple of size poly mailers, a couple of those US priority mail box sizes, a couple of ground advantage things, that's really all you need. Some paper to fill in for space, or foam if you can get it. We found a local sign guy. He does signs for like the highway and stuff, so he gets tons of he gets like all the stuff is done in foam, and he just rolls it up, and I mean we get carloads of foam for free, and that's just through networking. So find a local sign guy in your neighborhood and see if they have foam too, because they just throw it out, and that's easy, cheap shipping supplies.
Yep. Yeah, let us know if we answered your question, Olive. You'll be able to see it at the bottom probably. Hi, Jack wanted to say hi, everybody. Say hi. Say hi, Daddy. I was missing you. I didn't know where my family was. Go get your ball. Where's my ball?
Does that mean you would send those orders via Ground Advantage? Yeah, anything not 1 to 5 pounds, you send Ground Advantage. Anything over 5 pounds, you try to do flat rate. But if it doesn't fit in a flat rate box, yes, we then choose you. Basically, when you're in the whatnot settings, you uncheck the flat rate, because it'll automatically do that. So let's say a package is 5+ pounds. You go to hit generate label. It'll tell you, oh, you need to choose your flat rate size box. So you click OK. Takes you into the edit shipping things. You'll see the flat rates checked, and it asks you to pick which size box. So obviously, if it doesn't fit in any of those boxes, you uncheck the box, change the size of the box now to what you want, and it'll print you a Ground Advantage label. Yep, friends and family keeping boxes for you is
great. The other thing you can do, so we did this when we first started shipping, is I have how many of you guys are in a Facebook group for like your community or like next door? You can put up in there, hey guys, I'm looking for Amazon boxes and envelopes if that you don't need. Just shoot me your address and leave them on the porch. I would love to get some. So we had all of our neighbors. We used to drive around our neighborhood and pick up Amazon bubble mailers and boxes and stuff. And that, I mean, we did that for the first like 6 months.
Yeah, and I highly recommend that strategy when you're getting started.
Yeah, cheap.
You want cheap and free and cheap, and you don't even know how long you're going to do this or if you love doing it yet. We're at the point, obviously, we know this is a career. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm finding ways that I don't have to do that stuff because it is time consuming. Just carrying a bunch of boxes in your garage will take up space, or you need to break them down, and now they're different sizes, and then you spend
we used to go
20 minutes trying to find the right size box. It's very time consuming. That's why now I just use the Ground Advantage shipping boxes.
Priority, baby.
Like
they're free.
That shoe box Ground Advantage, even a smaller item, if it's let's say 6 inches smaller, it's the same price when you actually ship it.
Yep.
The size of that box didn't matter. The weight can change, so sometimes I cut those boxes if it flips me between that 1 pound to just under a pound, or just under 2 pounds, and I can cut a little bit of weight off the box, but that's really all it is. Yeah, ordering through Poshmark was super
Perfect.
fast.
No.
I really enjoyed doing that on the app. I just hope I get the boxes. I just can't verify that yet. I'm sure I will though.
Right, we're catching up. We're catching up, guys. Oh my gosh, Jenny raiding it with the
Oh, thank
party
you for
too.
the
Jenny,
raid.
thank you so much. Sorry, we are so behind. We're catching up here. Jenny, how was your show? And when is your next show, baby? If you're still in here. Please know the post office is not weighing every package unless you take them to the window. Yeah, get your measurements correct and always measure up. So if your item is 15 ounces, 0.2, you need to bring that in as a pound.
Yep.
You just don't risk it for the biscuit. It's not worth it. Don't cheap out, and make sure your measurements are perfect for UPS or you're going to get charged a ton. Hello, friends. Who was that? Sequence in the zoo. Welcome in, baby. I'm so sorry I'm laggy saying hello. We're talking shipping here.
Gladys, yes, if you can do home pickup, it's not available everywhere, but it is available in most places as far as I know.
It has changed our
fantastic.
existence.
Yep, we have this rolling cart that we got when we first got into our last career with because we needed a little spot for the dogs.
We needed to take the dogs to work when they were puppies, so we bought an industrial little plastic roll cart,
put little dog beds on it.
Beds in there, and now it doubles as our package. So we put our packages in there. So the mail lady just brings it to her car, unloads it, and then brings it back to us. It has saved us because we have been shipping about 5 days a week. And between going to the post office and coming home, because where we live is super busy and the traffic is horrible, it's an hour excursion. So we are saving ourselves 5 hours a week now by having the post office
and mileage and gas and all that stuff. So
and all that,
and it works great. It's really quick to do.
Yeah, exactly what Awesome Vintage said. They may not weigh every package, but they have machines along the way that weigh and check. So make sure your guys' package weights are good.
We just got a package the other day. We had to pay $28 for a Whatnot package that we ordered because they didn't pay enough for shipping.
Yeah, see, Sequence says, my cheap thermal printer is such a pain in the butt. I totally should have gotten a Rollo. That's me. Like, it was really hard to pony up the money, but at the end of the day, it will last me forever. And yeah, you can get cheap ones off the TikTok shop and all that. If you're brand new and you're like, dude, I got 14 things in my closet I want to sell on Poshmark, and that's it. Get yourself something cheap.
I feel there's a couple of places you can cheap out on things. Like I said, boxes, shipping supplies.
Yeah.
Great ways to cheap out. Your thermal printer is incredibly important.
And your scale.
If
your thermal printer and your scale
if the labels don't print right, if they jam, if it's complicated to use, you're just wasting so much time.
It spits barcodes
and the
out
difference
too
in
fast.
money is honestly not that much. So just get a really good printer, and I think get a really good scale, because those are the two things that you do with every single thing you deal with.
Yep.
So just get good stuff.
The other thing that can happen with the thermal printer too, y'all, is these cheaper ones, after you use them for a little while, the heating element in them isn't the same, and so it blows out the barcode, so it won't scan properly. Number one. Number two, when it blows out, it also means that the thermal elements that are in it aren't printing it deep into the paper, and so it fades really quickly. So you know how if you put a piece of tape over a thermal label, it'll fade by the time the package gets to the person. These are happening along the route because the packages are going through and they're sliding on other things, and so it's not printing it deep enough in, and so you're ending up with your packages being lost. How do I know this is true? I watch a lot of those videos of people like buying like unclaimed mail, and half of these packages I watch, if you look at the thermal label, it's all faded, and it's because people are using these cheap $20 thermal printers.
The other tools I highly recommend for shipping is that little electric cardboard cutter. That thing gets used more than anything, and I love it. It's fantastic.
Is amazing.
And the little scoring tool; those are also great.
That is in our link tree. This is a dude. There's a scoring tool that you can get in our link tree. Some dude on eBay makes them. He has no idea who I am or the fact that I even talk about the scoring tool. It is handmade in the USA. This guy makes them in his garage. It's the best scoring tool you'll ever use. We've used it a million times, and it's never gotten dull.
Yes. And as for the other thing about the Rollo, I know in ours, I think we have the wired one. But if you don't have a computer, if you're doing stuff from your phone, or if you want to invest just a little bit more money, highly recommend getting the wireless.
Yeah, we didn't do the wireless.
I wish we'd gotten the wireless,
we had.
but luckily we can set it up.
So Olive says, I currently have it set at ground advantage for over 5 pounds, and it only works part of the time. Is it because people coming in and out of the show?
It's set it up for flat rate.
Yeah, you should be doing flat rate.
Yeah,
baby.
You should be doing flat rate above 5 pounds, and then for the few times where it doesn't fit all the way in a priority flat rate
Yeah.
box, you can change it to Ground Advantage just by unchecking flat rate during shipping.
Yeah.
So you're not locked into it all the time.
Yeah, the problem with Ground Advantage, Olive, and the reason it might be doing that is because Ground Advantage is very dependent upon weight. So Ground Advantage gets expensive because of the weight of items. And so if people are coming in and they're purchasing items and then and whatnot doesn't like the weight that it's getting to, it's going to kick it out. Whereas with flat rate, any flat rate box can go up to 70 pounds. So I don't think we have ever selected Ground Advantage. Maybe,
no, the only time I do Ground Advantage is if it doesn't.
No, I mean at the
fit
beginning of the show.
Oh, and no, because here's the problem: if you don't do it in the beginning of the show, you can't change it later.
Yeah,
it's going to charge you if you try to make it flat rate.
So I was talking about Ground Advantage, but yeah,
right. So set it up for flat rate now, because when you switch to Ground Advantage, then it's way less of a problem.
Oops, sorry, baby. What do we miss? For package that are not your general size weight, you can contact Whatnot. Yes, and you can. We just don't sell anything big on Whatnot. I don't want to deal with it. If that's what you're talking about.
Well, the problem is you're going to have to do a custom size, and it's just going to charge what it charges.
Thanks, cheesy potato.
Which you can do. You can make any size package you want, but it's just the charging at that point.
Yeah, we were doing, guys, when we first started doing this, we used our printer and ink.
Yeah, just don't do that.
We spent $50 on ink. I think we were able to print like 25 packages, and then it was like, okay, I need to get a printer, and that's when we got the Rolo. Oh, thanks, Mel. We love you too, baby, very much. We appreciate you. I do remember in the printer world, wise man told me the price between the best and the okay are big, but the life expectancy is huge. That's good advice. Yeah, Gladys did the wireless. Good. We didn't do the wireless because at the time when we got it, our shipping station, we didn't need it. Now, because it's in the garage, it would be extremely helpful.
Yeah, I just think it would be nice too. The cords get in the way of the labels sometimes, so there's a lot of advantages to the
you have to do your shipping editing from the web browser, not in the app. For shipping items at the shipping point, that's probably true. I don't think we've ever tried to ship from the app.
Ship from my computer, so I wouldn't be able to answer it, but I imagine you can.
I know, Gladys, me too. I use custom profiles for larger items. Yeah, so what Awesome Vintage said is you can do custom profiles for larger items. Just be careful if you're doing max shipping. If you're not doing max shipping, then that's fine, because the person's it's gonna show them what they're gonna be charged for it. But if you're doing max shipping, even with that profile, I believe you still could theoretically eat the cost on that.
Yeah.
So I would be a little bit careful.
Because the max shipping for the show overrides anything else.
Yeah. Do you guys want a little field trip? Let's do a field trip real quick here. And then I'm gonna go through these last couple things I got at the thrift store too together. Let's do a little field trip together. We'll show Justin. You want to escort us to the shipping station?
Oh, it's a nightmare in there.
But... I mean, it's guys. My house is messy. It is what it is. I'm a reseller. What do you want? So go outside, pee pee poo poos. Go on, mister. Go outside. He says, no, mama. This is what our house looks like all the time, because we literally are constantly sorting items. All right. So we're going out here to the garage. Here's all the stuff you guys are going to be buying on Whatnot. This is a shipping gnome. So this is what we do for shows, is we put stuff that you guys buy in these numbered bags, and then Justin just lines them up in the cubbies. We used to just do the individual cubbies, but we have so many more people we're selling so many more things. I used to only be able to get about 50 items through a show. Now we're getting like 100.
Space, so I had to fill up these guys.
Yeah, so we do these. You want to explain how you do this? Because this has been the best method we have found so far.
We just have pre-labeled bags with the numbers on them, and we just go. I think we did 97 this run, and I just do one by the next. So this one, it didn't fit in the bag, so I just stuck it next to the bag.
And we reuse these bags.
Yep, and I just start on one end, make sure, because I do it this way for one reason. So when we go to ship an item, let's say I sell number 7, I can take it out and leave the bag in. And now all these just stay numbered. So when I get done, I can take them all out and I put them in a priority box. I just keep them in here for when we do the show.
See, we're not fancy, guys. We're cheap. We like to be cheap and reuse items if we can. That's how we keep costs low. And so he just keeps these numbered bags in here. And then, like, if let's say Mel bought 8, 53, and 63, he would just pull those items out when he goes over there.
And how do we know it's 8, 53, and 63? Because we do one.
We go 8 to 11.
One auction item. And then it numbers it every time one sells. And it just keeps counting the number for us. So when you're doing a show. It makes it
That's the nice thing about doing one number and like one auction item and then just clicking run next. We do everything at 8 to 11, and that's why our shows are able to go so fast.
Correct.
I don't, Gladys, but this is probably streaming onto YouTube, so you should be able to rewatch it again.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're not on our YouTube. So here's the boxes that Justin uses.
Yes, we keep all the priority stuff here. I have some boxes here that we don't really use anymore. But
You're welcome, babe.
Nothing else to do with them. So I mean, we keep our, we got some padded priority just in case. I rarely use them. Some envelopes. But these are the ones that are most important. So your medium flat rate
and
box.
Hold it up for a second. If you guys want to screenshot these too, as Justin's showing them to you, then you'll know which ones to get.
Yeah, so medium flat rate box. These are amazing. Use them all the time. You want to get your large shipping box. This is not flat rate, but anything between 1 to 5 pounds. If you've got bigger items, that works great for that. Gives you a lot of room. You've got your shipping boxes. I actually like these a lot because they are longer. So, in fact,
like
just
toys,
one more.
like this item
so
here.
This actually is perfect for this because it'll fit in here, but it won't fit in a. Probably won't fit in this, to be honest, because I think it's longer than 12 inches.
So hold that one up again too, that small one.
Yeah. So when you open this one up, and this is the biggest box. This is the biggest box.
So I think these are what, 12 by 12 by 12.
Yeah, 12 by 12 by 12.
Or no, those are 12 by 12 by 8, I think.
No, 12 by 12 by. Oh yeah, 12 by 12 by 9.
Yeah.
But you'll see that's longer.
See how much longer that one is? You can get like the longer.
Yeah. So when you have
books and stuff like
items,
that,
books and things in boxes, that tends to work.
And so that goes for priority.
Yeah. So those are good to have. The 15 by 12 by 3 1/4, basically. So those are good to have.
Do you have large flat rates?
Yep, and then your large flat rates.
We use these a lot too.
Probably your most needed ones.
Yeah, those are really important. Those are your I think they're 12 by 12 by 6 is what they wind up being.
12, 6.
Yeah. We use those probably, would you say, almost more than anything?
The most.
Yeah.
Those and the medium flat rates, I think I use the most.
Yep.
Mailing boxes are great too.
They're called the shoe box, by the way. If you on the USPS website.
They have a very wide mouth, so they're good for that. And they're lighter. Like these are like a thinner material, so it can help you with shipping weights. You don't use them all the time, but they're nice.
And then where's your? Yeah, there they are.
Just your little mail
we
box.
Use those a lot, especially like if you're doing like little kids' clothes. And you've got like 8 items, you can just pop those right in that little box.
Or whenever we're doing just our regular clothes shows.
And those are the 7 by 7 by 6
items. If somebody buys 2 items, this is almost faster than a poly mailbox. And it's just nice. Looks nice.
Yep.
So these are great.
Those are the ones we use the most. And then where is the bubble ground advantage? Right there.
Yeah, so ground advantage.
Yeah, those ones. So these are the ones you can get through the Poshmark app. We use these a ton. So these are great for like, we do like little toys shows. So if you want something that's going to kind of pad the toys, let's say someone buys from us like a loose toys and it doesn't total up to the pound and they just buy one, we'll just pop it in there and it keeps it nice and safe.
Yep.
And then also here's your, there you go. Your ground advantage shipping boxes.
15 by 8 by 6.
Yep, 15, 8, 6. So that's going to be for anything that if you're doing ground advantage. So you've done a show and either it's under a pound or you had it set up for ground advantage and you didn't do flat rate is what you're going to use. What's up, AZ? AZ says, who is this Game Boy guy?
For eBay, all shoes basically going these now.
Honey, left, right, up, down, AB, select, start.
Right
there. Guys, I hope you're following Arizona. If you're not following Arizona, you've lost your freaking minds. He's like my favorite human on the planet.
I'm currently out of the ground advantage boxes.
We're literally waiting for these.
And these are the ones we ordered
in the mail.
Poshmark. So we get these through Poshmark.
These are the 2 that we use through Poshmark. And we do a lot of this, especially for people that buy multiple things. So here's your trick with these too.
What I was saying earlier is when you first get these, if you just open up the bottom and then seal it, the top is like these little bits are perforated, so it'll stick hard like this. So you can just fill it up as high as you need to go, and then just stick another box over the top.
Yep. So tell people when, and I see your guys' questions. Give me just a second. Tell people when the case is that you would use that. When in what case would you do this ground
So that's
advantage
gonna be
box?
somebody bought a ton of items.
Yep. So like we did a plush show and we had someone buy like 30 pieces of plush and they couldn't fit in a flat rate. If you break the flat rate up, it was going to charge us
Yeah, it's over
921.
£5, and it's a ton of items, and it won't fit in a box.
Mhm.
Yep.
And you got to toggle off flat rate onto ground advantage. And you've got this is like 20 inches. You
Yeah.
don't want to go over. Wait, no, 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 it's not. Flip it around, baby. What does that wind up being? Yeah. So 14 inches.
Right.
And then you
But
can
what's
fill that
nice
all
is
the
when
way
you put
up.
another box on top,
Yep.
so you can go more. You can go all the way up
You
to
could like
24
bring the
inches,
box up to
basically.
there. Just don't go over 24, y'all.
23, I think, because once you hit 24, and you should round up technically. If you bring in something that's 23 and a half and they measure it, they're going to say it's 24.
Yep. So force that box down.
So get up to 23, but that's almost another box. And then you can just tape around the sides once they're.
And boom. Now all of a sudden you have a free box.
Free
You
big
fit
box.
everybody's stuff into one. Now, when you talk, if you've already done your 5 adjustments for the week, yeah, we got that at Lowe's for $3. Um, if you guys have already used your 5 for the week and you have to toggle off that flat rate to get into ground advantage, that's fine. Just don't go over that 23 like he said. And maybe you're gonna have to pay a little extra. Maybe it costs you $4 to make the adjustment. But you just sold 36 items to someone. It's gonna cost you a little bit. It just is what it is. That's the cost of business.
Here's the labels, 4x6.
And then poly bags. Show us the ground advantage poly bags. AZ, I haven't even opened it yet. I have an entire stack of whatnot packages I have not opened yet because I bought like 60 boxes worth of stuff. The USPS ground advantage. This is free. Free poly bags, y'all, and you can use these anywhere. Okay. You can use them on Whatnot, Depoppers, Poshmark, eBay, all of that. I know. I'm so guys. I have a buying on Whatnot addiction. If I showed you how many boxes right now that I have not opened from people, you'd literally faint. But I'm sure I'm gonna love it, and I can't wait to see what it is. Awesome says, oh, Awesome answered that. Yes, they cover the rest. Anyone here live in Iowa? Not sure. Is it worth it? Are you all getting those through Posh? Yes, Awesome Vintage. We get all of that through Posh. So here's the foam. Yeah, no doubt. I know, right? Don't turn me in, folks. Here's the foam that we get. This stuff is so expensive on like if you buy it. This is the greatest stuff ever to wrap stuff with. If y'all have bought stuff from us, I'm sure you've gotten some of this foam.
We'll throw in a lot of extra.
Here's how here's how you can get it for free. Go to an industrial area in the area you live. So go to like go drive out a little bit, go to a place that sells like giant things like signs, furniture, huge parts, anybody that sells like large huge items. They get this stuff by the pounds. Like they either get this or they get um bubble wrap by the pounds. Just go in and make friendships. So what we did and what you can do is just take a little piece of something like this and take it in and just say, "Hey, I'm a local business and I'm looking for free shipping supplies. I wanted to see if you guys were tossing out any of this kind of stuff. And if you are, can I please come get it from you?" So we now have an endless supply of this, which thank God with how much we've been shipping out lately. I think you shipped out over 500 packages last week. Without that, there's no way that we'd be able to afford to be able to do this.
And it doubles as insulation.
Yes, you can, Misty. No, not off the USPS website. You got to go through Poshmark. So, Misty, you got to go into your Poshmark account and you'll be able to get those.
For Ground Advantage.
Yes.
USPS website for priority.
Dude, AZ, I'm telling you, the struggle is real.
Get yourself a tape gun.
But not that one because I hate it.
Obviously the most important thing, and a little tape machine.
This little tape dispenser, y'all. We have 2 of these now. We have one in the office that I use, and then we have this one here. And it's great. It fastens to the table. It pulls the tape off, and when you're not using it, you can go like that because if you're me, you like to injure yourself constantly and like cut your fingers and stuff. This thing's great, and all of that is in our link tree. All this stuff, this other little things are in a link tree. There's that Rolo we were talking about. This is the greatest scale, and this is what I love about this scale. You know how when you guys touch your stuff on a scale to measure it, see how much it weighs? It usually takes a second to show you. Watch this. That's how fast it is with the Rolo. It is so insanely fast and it lights up. I love it. And then, of course, the Rolo printer and then your free UPS labels. You can get it that. You can also get it in a roll, which it looks like you're out of the roll.
Yeah, I just finished that
already. Let's see. Post office said at some point soon they'll be offering the Grand Advantage packages. Oh, good.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. OSHA safety.
That'd be great.
Exactly. I would love that too. Let's see. All right. Did I miss anything, y'all? Did we miss anything? Oh my goodness, honey, you have so much shipping to do. Okay. Do we miss my poor husband? Everyone say bye, shipping gnome. See you later. Have fun living in your little area. All right, let me plug you guys back in. We're going to go over these last things I got from the thrift store. I've got some bangers in here. I have one piece that I was freaking out about. And then I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Before we do anything though, make sure you guys go through and bookmark our shows. We've got 4 shows this week. So tomorrow night is kids clothes, a lot of new tag stuff, vintage. Then Wednesday is an on location estate sale. And then Thursday is granny blankets, shoes, purses, bags. If you guys are purse people, I think we've got like 20 purses now or something like that to go through, vintage and new. And then I think I found there's like some fossil and there's a whole bunch of nice purses. And then shoes. Got a whole bunch of shoes as well. So make sure you guys click on us and then go through and bookmark. I also just made some other shows. We've got storage unit shows coming up, miscellaneous household items, a lot of it's new with tags. And then I also kids books. Oh my gosh, all of these 90s and Y2K kids books as well. So make sure you guys go on there. You're so welcome. Justin, just send a bill for the overtime. For 11 viewers says it's just send a bill for the overtime. Yeah, you got it. Oh my gosh.
Are you caught up on questions?
I think so, yeah. I think that's everything. You know what I'm not caught up on though is a hot cup of coffee. Honey, please. Please. All right, let's go over these last couple things here, y'all, that we got from the thrift store. Here's the banger. You guys are gonna freaking die. I picked this up for $1. This is a vintage Pendleton women's pants with the vintage Pendleton wool women's suit coat. One freaking, I know we've had a couple bangers, $1. Vintage women's, yeah, that Veronica beard, I can't believe that's going to be like $100 shirt. So this, I don't even know what these are worth right now. Let's take a look, you guys. Let's take a look here. I am curious. Oh, pick this little guy up. Paid $3.50 for this. And they go for around $60 on eBay. So I was excited about that. I don't pick up a lot of hard goods very often, but I saw it and I was like, that looks like something. Let's take a look and just see. Vintage Pendleton wool women's suit coat and jacket. I am wondering what these go for right now. So it looks like $70 probably, 80. There's one for 90. Yeah. So I was super excited about that. So picked that up for $1. That was exciting. Then also got these Joies, which I can't even believe this. You guys know this brand, right? I got this pair of Joies for $1. MSRP $148. Absolutely ludicrous. Could not resist. My husband found a banger. I was shocked. What did he pick up? Couldn't resist. I literally couldn't resist this. I want to shrink my son to this size so that I can put him back in this. This is a modern Polo Ralph Lauren 3T. Can you even? I can't even. I found a Hermes tie for $2. Thrifty duckies. That's a banger. He found a paper mache bunny that's over $100. Dude, let's go. There's so much stuff out there, y'all. There's just so much stuff out there. Okay. Other things I got. I paid $1 for this. I don't know if this is worth anything. It's got like the pocket on it is kind of blown out, but I picked it up anyways. It's Scotty Vest by Sev. Scotty doesn't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I picked it up for $1 though. I was like, even if it's like 16 or 17 bucks, I mean, it's a big size. Now this I paid $1 for. This is something that a lot of people would snooze on, not realizing what this is. I have sold quite a few like Indian wedding dresses, men's wedding shirts, and then like fancy like garb, like different. There's a special name for these dresses, and I can't remember, but this is gonna be this. We should do well on this. I've got a really good feeling. Look at the beadwork on this. I mean, this is just insane. Um, yeah, this I got the last time we went thrifting. The last time we went thrifting, I got that piece. And then I got this one. Oh, I love you. Thank you, honey. I knew he would make me coffee. I thought I thought it was ugly that I thought about it, and people love that ugly shit. So here's the thing I have learned. I have had to disconnect myself from items. I go into stores now and I no longer think that's cute or that's ugly or that's anything. I think to myself, who wears this and what would they be willing to pay for it? That is like literally the two questions. So I think of the aesthetic that's on our master keywords list. I think of the aesthetic, and then I think of who, like, the aesthetic will tell me who's wearing it, and then I think how much would they pay for it? And that has helped me to be a way more well-rounded seller. Like, y'all know, how many of you guys have followed me? Because we've been going live now for about a year and a half. How many of you guys were with me at the beginning? I didn't do any women's clothes. I couldn't have told you a woman's brand. I couldn't have told you what a certain dress was. I didn't know the difference between a Walmart purse and a fancy purse. Thrifty Duckies knows. I mean, yeah, Jen's been with us since the very beginning. I made the decision to stop leaving money on the table and stop thinking about things in cute, ugly, not good. Would I like it? That's busted. All those things. I stopped thinking that and just started thinking, who would wear this and how much would they pay for it? And it has helped me so much to be a more rounded seller because I think we sell pretty much everything now. Now, I don't know about all of it. Like, we sold Matchbox cars the other night. I don't know anything about Matchbox cars, but we sold them. It was like, someone's going to buy these. You know what I mean? So I think being a more well-rounded is good. I agree. Awesome Binds, I think you have. Did you follow us over here from Tiki Talkie, or did you find us here? Because we've got like two different groups of people. We got the people that followed us from Tiki Talkie, because I used to go live there all the time. But TikTok kept giving me bananas and Veros because I kept talking about brands. And they don't want you talking about brands unless you're selling stuff. Other people get away with it and they're fine. But for me, for my account, they took it away. They told me they were going to ban me for live. So I'm like, I just don't go live over there anymore. I'm just too worried that they're going to do that. So then we got the people that have found us because of over here. I found you in the community tab. That must have been at the very beginning. Awesome. That's so crazy. I go into lots of WN shows to see what everyone is buying in different age groups. Gladys, I love that. What a great tip, you guys. Go into, I'm going to give you guys a challenge. I'm going to challenge you and then pop by next Monday and let us know. We'll talk about this. I'm going to challenge you guys. I will do this too. To go into a show this week and to go into a show of somebody that you never would have watched. It's not your taste. It's nothing you would ever buy, in an obscure category that you feel like you know nothing about. Let's all do. Who accepts the challenge? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm going to go in and find somebody that's like stuff that I would never know about and learn a little something. You guys, yeah, Mel, you're in. Gladys, yeah. Let's do it, you guys. Let's get into somebody's show. And then next Monday, I'll ask you guys who it was. If I forget, somebody remind me who, what show you went into. That'll be fun. All right, next thing we got was this dress, paid $1 for it. And it just looked like really good quality. And I don't even remember what the brand is on this, y'all. Let's take a look. This is where's the name? I remember seeing a tag somewhere when I was just taking the tag off. You guys, I don't even think I looked this up in the thrift store. Maggie London. Does anyone know about Maggie London? I have no idea. What's our guesses? What's our guesses on what this is worth? Do we have any guesses, y'all? Any guesses on a Maggie London? I have no metric on this, but I was like, for $1. Love of Humor says 75. Mel says 40. Let's take a look. Is this like is it a popular brand? See, this is why we're always stretching, always growing, always learning, right? Because I have no idea. So it's the Maggie London midi dress. And it looks like, see if I can find one here. Nope, that's the wrong brand. Let's do this. Maggie London midi dress, lace burgundy. Awesome Find says 50. Humor says I'm clueless. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys are all in the ballpark here. I'm gonna go with brand new. It's $189. So I bet you we can get like $45 for it, maybe. Probably like $45, I think. That's cool. I didn't know. Is this a popular brand? I've never heard of it before. But when I see something that's another thing, y'all, that you'll get better at too, is being able to touch items in a thrift store and starting to feel whether it's expensive or not. There's just a feeling that you get when things are nicer. We picked up a couple of these. These are Chadwick's skirts. I'm assuming this is probably a vintage item, and they're wool. I got a gray one and then I got a black one. Any guess on a Chadwick's wool skirt? Chadwick's vintage women's wool skirt. Let's see. Oh, I did whirl. Sometimes my brain doesn't say what it means to say. Do you guys have any guesses on that one? And let's take a look here. Looks like probably $28. 28, between 25 to $28. Nice. So we got two of those. And then this brand, I didn't know anything about this, but this looks kind of fancy. It's wool, so for $1, I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah, I sell stuff on all platforms. These are Focus 2000 by Charles Gluck. Has anyone ever heard of that? The label looked kind of fancy, and they were wool. I'm going to look this up because I don't even know what this is. I do. Awesome. Yeah. So we've got our shows this week. Monday, we always do a reseller support show. So we just kind of hang out. I forgot to pin this too. I just realized if you want to do sponsored giveaways this week, get up on the board for the whole week. We've got 4 shows this week. So our shows this week, if you ever are wondering what shows we have, I usually put these up over on our Insta, like in the stories or on the wall. So here's our shows this week. We've got a vintage and Y2K girls clothes toddler to teen tomorrow, a massive estate clear out on location on Wednesday. Thursday is granny blankets, purses, shoes, and clothes. And then Saturday is 90s and Y2K kids. Do you sell this stuff on here too? Some of this stuff will probably even end up in the shows. So guys, I have no method. There is no method to me. So I photograph stuff and I put it up online. And then if I get a surplus of stuff, I just start running it on Whatnot. I don't usually pre-sort. I just kind of grab things and do it. You guys know that. That's why my stuff's always all over the place. We do cheap starts and I share the love. So as long as I can cover my costs, I'm happy. Yeah, we just do everything at one price. I don't preload. The only time I ever do things at different prices is sometimes I do curated shows for people. So they've got like really, really, really expensive curated stuff. And I'll start that stuff up kind of either individually or I'll start it all at a little higher price. Or I am running like vintage t-shirts for someone and they're like, okay, these ones are worth, I want these ran for 5, these 10, these 20. Sometimes I do those shows. I'm trying to get away from doing it that way though, because it just takes me so much time. Um, but we do a little bit of everything. So I generally just do one price and then sometimes things go up and sometimes they don't and I just risk it for the biscuit. So I'm not prepared enough of a person. No, that's not true. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to go in and take pictures of things and preload and all that kind of stuff. I don't have the time, and I'll be honest, I probably don't have the patience either. Okay, so we are doing. What was the name of this? This is the craziest pants. Focus 2000 by Charles Glueck. Has anyone ever heard of this? And these are vintage wool pants. Let's just see if anything pops up. This is a good example of something that I probably didn't buy. It's not, I didn't buy it because the brand, I bought it because it's wool. So it looks like we'll probably make like 24 bucks off of them. So I paid $1 for them. I'm happy as a clam. Like, as long as I can sell some stuff or I can make that much money on it, I'm happy. And I sell everything because we also are clearing out storage units. And so I never know what I'm going to get. It just depends on what we're got from the storage unit. So the one that we're working on right now, I got a whole bunch of like miscellaneous vintage household stuff. So I've got like headphones and office supplies and decor and collectibles. I mean, it's literally everything across the board. I have a ton of vintage. You do not feel comfortable with, say, a $5 start. I was thinking $10 for vintage. Yeah, awesome. Here's the thing I always say about starts. Go with what you feel comfortable with. If you're gonna do a show and you get to the end of the show and you feel like physically ill because of the amount that you sold and the amount that you made and you feel taken advantage of for whatever reason, you're not going to want to come back and do it again. So set it at a price. I always try to set mine at the lowest I can go and still feel comfortable with it. For instance, we got a ton of fast fashion maybe like 5 months ago, and I got it all for free. So I did dollar starts. I was doing 2, 3, 4 items at a time because it didn't cost me anything. And we didn't make much off the show, but it helped me get some new followers. And it was a great kind of getting me easing into doing whatnot full time. And then I have shows like I did for this gentleman recently with these vintage tees. He's like, I can't go lower than this amount. And so I said, great. So I had to run through the stuff a couple times, but we still sold over 80, I think it was right around 80 pieces of his items for him. So and he felt good about it. I feel good about it. You just got to go with what feels good for you. When I'm doing these storage units, I'm okay with doing $2, $3 starts because I'm getting so many items in a storage unit that it's costing me so little. But you got to go with what feels good to you. Don't listen to people that are like, oh, you have to start it at $1. Now, if you start things at 10 bucks, just know that it may take you a little bit to sell it. You may have to run through that same item 8 times on a show. And you may have to run it on multiple shows. But if that's what you need to do to feel comfortable with it, and so that you get the till you get to the end of it and you feel good about the show, then that's what it's all about, babe. Thrift Mama, welcome in. Good to see you. Blended Oasis. Yo, baby, what's going on? Sarah Sage is here. Marcy, y'all are jumping on. For my first couple shows, I'm going to do like 20 to 25 items until I learn the shipping process. I think that's a great idea, Gladys. I think that we started out, when we first started doing Whatnot, we were doing like about 20 items. I think a show is about what we did at the beginning as well. And I felt not overwhelmed by it. It felt like the right amount for it. And then a few months ago, we started doing about 50 pieces at a show. And now we're averaging right around 100 at a show, clothing and or hard goods. I think we did almost 200 items. The last one we did for toys, I think it was right around 170 or something like that. But those go a lot faster than clothing. You know, with clothing, you're describing it. So you got to go with whatever feels good for you. And when you feel like you're done, just be done. You can stop the show at any time, right? You don't have to keep going. So what did those teas start at? Awesome. They were all over the board. The lowest ones we had were 3. The most expensive we had was 25. And it just kind of depended on, you know, a lot of them were like single stitch, made in USA. We had political ones that were a little bit more expensive. Some really rare old vintage sports t-shirts. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at for that. So yeah, you're welcome. Forecast finds. Bentley, welcome in. That is what you do, Mercy. I've been sitting on it for 6 months, keeps growing, so I need to do something. I hear you. Awesome. You guys saw my house. I have no free space. 80s babies, 90s kids. Good to see you. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, next thing we've got, we're almost done with these guys. We're just going through the last of our thrift haul here. This was a little herringbone, or I'm sorry, houndstooth pattern. Houndstooth is really super big right now. I would say for me, the 2 biggest patterns right now that are the most popular are going to be houndstooth and polka dots. Gladys, you're so welcome. Pirate flags in the chat. So with the, you guys are going to see it a lot this summer. You're going to see polka dots. Polka dots are huge. Polka dots are back. So I am definitely picking up polka dot stuff right now and getting it listed so I can get that get those sales. Trudy Turtle, welcome in. The brand on this, again, this is one of the Chadwicks. Probably get about 35 for this one, being that it's houndstooth. I think I can probably sell it for more. That will probably sell either on Poshmark or Depop, would be my guess on that one. Keywords for that would be all of the preppy keywords from the your master keywords list. So if you guys have the master keywords list, you go into the section that says like preppy and rich academia, all that kind of stuff, and that is going to get you the most. You're going to get your stuff seen more in the preppy category if you use career core and then preppy. This is a Liz Claiborne, old vintage Liz Claiborne. Again, Liz Claiborne, not something I pick up all the time, but this is 100% wool. I ain't ever snoozing on that, especially for $1. You'll probably get about 17 for that one. And then we've got a pair of pants. Now, I will say that they're not true seersucker, but I can put in my description seersucker vibes. So anytime you see anything that's got that like horizontal or that vertical pattern like that, let me get that in close, and it has that texture to it, you can go ahead and say it has seersucker vibes just by you putting that in there. AI and SEO will find your listing a little bit easier and push that out to the right people. This is like boat core, sailor core, nautical, all of those preppy aesthetics. And this is just a little pair of Chico's platinum. Chico's is just a weird consistent seller for me. I don't pay more than like $1 for it, but I always seem to sell a Chico's item. Like, and they usually range anywhere between like 16 to like 25 bucks. So they're never like a crazy amount of money unless they're like silk or something, and then I can get a little bit more for it. But they're just really nice little consistent sellers. Especially if you can find the older Chico's. That's really nice. Oh, this is just a really nice little pair of pants. And then we've got, is this our, I think this might be our last item here. This is a pair of old Lee Riders. This is a nice little pair of mom jeans with the balloon out. This rise is probably a 13. Let me see. You guys want to see how close I got? Looks like a 13 rise. Shall we guess? Let's see how close she is. 12. I was close. They're a 12-inch rise. So they're going to be a high rise. And then when you guys do these pants too, make sure that you also call these loose through the thigh. So in your description, anytime you got mom jeans or like larger size, you want to write loose through the thigh. And that's going to help people to see that, and it'll give them an idea. People also search that too. People search the following: baggy. If anyone wants to type this down, you're welcome to. baggy, loose, oversized. Those are the three most common words for anyone looking for relaxed fit stuff or anyone looking for streetwear. So baggy, loose, oversized. Little pair of riders, we'll probably end up getting maybe $18 for those would be my guess on those ones. Yes, I do cross list. And I use Nifty. It is the only thing I would advise you using. So I started out using Vendu. I was a diehard Vendu girl for a very long time. We have been with Nifty for a little over a year now, and it has completely changed my business and my income in a way that if I ever see Neha, the gal that created this, I will probably give her a big old smooch on the cheek and a giant hug, because it has made listing so fast. No, Nifty does not have whatnot. That being said, I had Vendu connected into Nifty in order to be able to have my listings here on whatnot. We sold nothing. I just didn't sell anything in my buy it now. So I was like, this is, I don't need it. But Nifty is the bomb. So if you go, babe, if you click on this little thing right here, this will give you a chance to try it out for free. So just click on that little QR code. It'll bring it up on your screen, screenshot it, and then follow that over from your photos in your phone, and it'll link you over. You get to try it free for 7 days. And then I think you get like 15% off your first month. Here's what it does. So here's my start to finish. I will take pictures of this Veronica Beard shirt, right? I take photos of it. I then upload those photos into the Nifty AI generator. Nifty creates my listing for me. So it creates the title, it puts stuff in the description, it fills in all the little spaces in eBay, fills everything in for me. All I have to do is tweak the title, tweak the description, copy paste my keywords in from my master keywords list, and put on a price. I do those 4 things on an item, takes me about a minute and a half, and then I'm able to click publish, and it publishes it on eBay, Poshmark, Depopper's, and Mercari. It also, I think, does Etsy, but I don't do Etsy. So it does it all those places all at once. And the AI writes it, it finds the item, the name, it finds everything using the internet, and it creates the listing for me. So I don't have to look it up, right? It takes me no time. The other thing that it does is it delists and relists your items to make them look new every 30 days. I have my settings marked so that it charges 1% less than it charged for the 30 days before. So if I try to sell a shirt for $20 and it doesn't sell, it'll take 1% off of it and make it like $19.87. The reason that that's good is because that way when you go to relist it, when Nifty relists it, the internet believes that it is a new listing because not only has it just been put up, but it has a different price attached to it. You got to change 20% of a listing for the internet to consider it a new listing. And so that will help that so that the internet can sort of trigger search engines to believe that that is a new listing by doing that 1% less. Other things it does for me, it tracks all my expenses, keeps track of all of my insights for me. It sends out offers. You can tweak it so it sends out different priced offers to everybody depending on the percentage you want on different platforms. We run our entire business, everything is ran through Nifty. It is the only cross listing software that is good, reliable, and it works. I love it. It's incredible. Don't use anything else. It is just the best unless you want to waste your money. And there's different packages over there for pricing as well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know what this is? If you follow us over on YouTube, you can see the video on how I made this, but this is a shelving unit. We just took the shelves out. This is foam that's supposed to go in insulation with a little bit of felt over it. The inside is lined with tin foil. And then I just have some lights I got off of Amazon. And these were like just some cheap curtains just to keep the lights off my eyes. This is cardboard from a box. It's, it looks pretty, but it's definitely a ghetto setup, but I love it. So it knows the brand. It knows everything. It literally knows everything. So when you take a photo of an item and it usually will have like the number, like it'll have like this information from the tag, it'll have like a item number or whatever, it will literally find the shirt for me. And it'll be like Veronica Beard, floral midi scrunched tunic, Jasmine or whatever its original name was. And the great thing about that is then people can find it. So if they're looking for the shirt and they wanted to buy it new, they're going to get advertised my listing along with the new listings on Google because of that. It finds everything for you, even vintage clothing. It's bananas. Like, and their AI is just getting better every single month. I said, "Oh, welcome in." Yes, and it will put your measurements in. I don't think the measurements are the most accurate, at least not to me. Um, eh, I'm gonna say it needs improvement, but it's getting there. I mean, we're at the beginning of AI, so I got nifty with your code. Oh, a few months ago, loving it so far. Do you keep any separate spreadsheets? Nope, it's all in Nifty because in Nifty you can put in there your cost of goods and it'll break down everything for you. So Nifty tells me how much I'm making on every single app every month. It tells me how much I'm making every day. It tells me what my top selling brands are. It tracks all of my expenses for me. Everything's in there. We have nothing else. Nothing. That is where everything is. Hi, welcome in, baby. If you want to post it to Whatnot, I just copy and paste it from Nifty and then uploads pictures. Perfect. Yeah. So if you want to do that, you can. Does it clean up your photo or add it on a model? So it does. You can clean up your photo. I clean my photos up all the time in there. I don't think you can add it onto a model in there. But we do clean up our photos because I started doing the white background remover on a lot of my listings and I'm really, really liking it. I didn't do that before, but I don't know. I'm really liking it. Let me see if I can find one for you here. I just had it just delist and relist a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna have to scroll down a little bit. But let's see if I can find something. I'm trying to think of something I just listed. So how I've always done it is just with the regular plain kind of background. So just like a little the plain gray background, which is fine. But I really like it with the white. Of course, I can't find one now. I just delisted and relisted everything, so I'd have to scroll like so far. But anyways, I really like it. It'll do the white background remover. I know I'm still on. I need to get some lunch. Yeah, which Google does prefer. Yeah, it doesn't matter quite as much as it used to, but I just think it looks cleaner. Do you track what has it been listed? No, Mel, I don't. I mean, you know me, I'm not anal retentive enough for that. I wish I was. I wish I was more organized like that. We just buy so much stuff. Um, the only thing that I would say I'm a little bit more particular about tracking is my consignment stuff. I have like a section in my garage for all my consignment pieces that I do for people. And that stuff is a little bit more like together, but this stuff it's like I mean, this batch that I just got, that all gets listed today and I got to get more. Like I list so much stuff every day that I just don't need to do that. Now, I can tell how long it's been though. So, Nifty has a brand new update. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is kind of cool. I actually just saw this morning because I like to go in and see what are my top selling brands, what is my average cost of goods. Um, Let me find it here. So it's in your insights, and this was kind of cool. So it shows me now at the bottom of your insights, it'll tell you how long it's been on a platform, how many days it took for the items to sell and stuff. So that's kind of cool. If you're like into metrics and stuff, for instance, here's my top selling brands right now. Nike, Polo, Ralph Lauren, Eddie Bauer, Lee, and Columbia are my top selling. And then it breaks down like how much you're making on each platform. It tells you what your total profits and revenues, what your sell through rate is. The only thing it got rid of, and maybe that's down here now. It used to tell you your average price or your average sale price, and I don't see that. It looks like maybe 21. $24. I can't tell. It used to have it written more clearly. I wish that they'd bring that back. But Daisy Lane, how are you doing, baby? I have been wonderful. I hope you're doing great. Hey, if you guys got any shows coming up, please comment down below. Brenzita Raiden with a party of 8. What's going on, guys? My name is Charity, aka Nice Comps. I am a reseller from the South Austin, Texas area. I sell literally everything under the sun. And we're doing reseller support. I'm actually getting ready to head out of here because your girl is hungry. Brenzita, when is your next show? I got all sorts of shows. Guys, get your shows, follow each other. Leave a heart below. Leave a heart below if you agree to follow anyone that follows you back. Leave a heart below. This is going to help you guys to broaden your people. Awesome Finds is in. Marcy's got a show tonight at 6. Marcy, what are you selling tonight, baby? What do you got going on? I used to sell with my friend on KT Girl, and you would always leave us the sweetest comments, so I had to read. I'll be on Friday. That's so awesome. Yeah, I like to go into people's shows. There's we all get nervous before we go on a show. And so I do this. I go in and I leave just nice little messages on like just random people's shows. Just to so that way when you go on your show, it's like you're starting off with like a good note. I don't know. I'm just, that's just me. That's just who I am. Awesome Vintage is in. Marcy's in. THRIFT. Marcy says flower pots. I love it. Have a great day, baby. Yes, literally made our whole day every time. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I want to make sure, am I following you on this account here? Yeah, I am. Okay, I thought so. Perfect. All right, you guys, we're going to do a raid. When you get over there, do pirate flags in the chat because that is what we do over here. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for vintage kids clothes. I think I'm going to do this as a prize this week too for one of our shows. This little like retro Vanity Fair tote, which is like so freaking adorably awesome. I think I'm going to do this as a little prize this week, just as a little extra special treat. I came across it and I was like, somebody's really going to like that. So I'm going to do that as a little special treat. All right. I'm going to give you guys a chance to tell me who you want to raid because I never like to assume. So here's what we got, y'all. Let's do this. Let's find people we have not done. We can do vintage decor. Let's see. Vintage decor, everything else, or another community show. Vintage decor, everything else, or another community show. You guys let me know. Let me know where you want to go. Community. All right, we're going community. Let's go over, say hello to, this is someone we have never done before. I don't even know who this is, but we're going to go in. Mama on a Mission 44 community. Let's go, y'all. Raiding over there. I love you guys.